Ahoy and g'day once again to ye mateys. I be Josh the Pirate, and this be me lovely wife, the Mother of Bunnies. You know this. Welcome. How are you all, mateys? We be back for another episode of Josh and Keren Review. Keren and Josh Review, whichever you want to call it. I actually spell it Keren and Josh Review, so there we are.
We all know Siri is the deciding vote on things. So
Yes.
The little idiot got her foot caught in her jumper and was hobbling around with one foot caught in her jumper, just crying pitifully because she couldn't work out how to fix the problem.
My foot stuck in my own floof.
Yeah, you did.
Hey, Ellie B. Hey, Crisp and Crunch. Hey, Lorite. Lovely to see all of you lovely beans. How are you?
Fine and fabulous on this Monday.
So yeah, today we are going to be playing something called Galatea, which I decided last week, and I've sight unseen because it specifically says, stop reading here until you're ready to play. And I was like, okay, but I was going to play, but okay. It says you're going to need some stuff. Fancy seeing you here, Ellie B. Yes. Hey, Arcane Keeper. Good to see you all. Welcome.
I must admit, I misread that as the Cane Keeper. I just ignored the Arcane Keeper. And I'm like, so you have a sugar cane plantation?
Yes. Surely not. They've both been watching Meeples and Dragons.
An excellent.
Because I was too. I just didn't say anything because I was busy. Yeah. Oh, Meeples and Dragons had a bit of a week last week, did they not?
Nice. New record for money raised during Jasper's Game Week.
Aussie edition,
sorry.
$11,500 dues, all towards the Black Dog Institute. Incredible work, everybody involved.
Yeah.
Saz, John, Matt, and Promethean particularly, but everybody did incredible work.
Yeah.
And
it was a lot of fun as well. I had a great time.
The community was just so generous. It was incredible. Yeah, but also very fun. Had many fun. Many new friends as well.
Yeah.
Like people I'd known but didn't know particularly well. I've gotten to know better, which is honestly, the main reason I do the charity stuff. It's because I get to meet new fun peeps. I really enjoyed the one game I managed to catch where you broke Candle's brain. Yeah, that was quite fun.
Yeah, I love how...
Yeah. Pretty much almost immediately after that. But the penguin attacks did not stop. Ever.
Yeah, I just loved telling people about my game. And I'm like, oh yeah, we rode the frozen corpse of Harold Holt down a ski run. Cute. I just tried to toss my earbud onto the desk and I missed.
Yeah. It was, and then my mission was to find Harold of Holt, King Harold of Holt.
Yes. 2 sets of audio.
Ooh, they'd be listening to Ham as well. Ham is doing world building.
It just immediately makes me think of that ADHD song mashup where it's like already like just so much mashed
and then you
together,
start vibing with it.
And you're just like, oh my god,
this smacks.
Siri, your ass is in my face right now.
But it's so clean.
Strangely enough, like the cleanliness of the butt doesn't really change the fact that it's in my face. There we go. She's sitting now.
All right. So yeah, today we are going to be doing Galatea, which is a game about. It's, I believe, a journaling game. Perhaps you were a statue as was the Galatea of old. Perhaps you were an artificial intelligence. Perhaps you were a doll or a painting or a main character in a novel. Perhaps you were created to be an ideal lover, an ideal child, a replacement for a lost sibling or parent, or a reflection of the best parts of humanity. The important thing is you were made to be perfect. Perfect by the standards of your famously brilliant, irascible, and self-critical creator. Perfect enough to be his crowning accomplishment and the justification of all his toils and life's work. Perfect enough that you took on a life of your own. How long can you stay this way?
Content warning. Galatea is a journaling RPG about bearing the weight of unrealistic expectations. Can't relate.
No.
It contains themes of narcissism, helplessness, despair, codependence, self-mutilation, and suicide. If you are sensitive to these themes, please look after your mental health and make sure you have someone trustworthy to talk to, and or stop playing if you feel overwhelmed. So if anyone watching needs to tap out at any point, no judgment.
No offense.
We would much rather you be mentally healthy than watching our stream.
I mean, I'd much rather me be mentally healthy than you watching my stream, but
I'm reasonably mentally healthy at the moment.
Yeah.
Middling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Busy, stressed.
Flirting with burnout? Yeah.
Yay! What was my joke? Oh, I'm not so much flirting with burnout as draped seductively over its lap going, oh, my clothes are just so restrictive. Won't someone help take them off?
What you will need: a tumbling block tower to represent your self-knowledge, a deck of tarot cards. Fucking done.
Came in handy again.
Yeah. I will be honest, that's partially why I want to do this again. A deck of standard playing cards. No, we've got tarot. Somewhere to record your story, a few hours of your mortal life.
Well, that's asking a lot.
Setup. Yesterday you came to life. Write the first entry in your journal about your awakening.
Ooh.
Be sure to answer the following questions. How did your creator greet you? What are your creator's pronouns? While this text uses he, him, your creator can be anything. Indeed, maybe a group rather than an individual. I like that idea. What role are you meant to play in your creator's life?
Don't start.
What manner of bindings, physical or psychological, has been placed upon you? What kind of surroundings do you find yourself in? Set up the tumbling block tower with 9 layers of 3 blocks each, keeping the remaining blocks in reserve. Shuffle the deck of cards. So,
Okay.
here is a tumbling block tower we created earlier.
But I think it's got more than 9
It's
levels.
definitely got more than 9 though.
Yeah.
So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I have to take from there. Siri, you're gonna have to.
hop up. Oh, come here.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I had smaller papa wearing a knitted jumper.
8, 9. So I have to take everything from there. Oh, did you see me do that, guys?
Nice, neat.
Look at them skills.
And we are being raided by the meeples and or the dragons.
Hello, Mipples and Dragons!
Hello.
Congratulations on your incredible charity successes.
You're excellent individuals, you charitable and wonderful beans. Yeah.
Josh told me how much you came to, and I was very impressed. Very, very impressed.
Yeah. That last game was. I felt for Kendall. I did. We all did at the end, because afterwards in the group chat afterwards, where everybody was just like, Kendall, we're so sorry. Are you okay? You could see, Matt apparently saw the exact moment Kendall's brain broke. You gonna hop off or what?
Dog is being indecisive. She's down.
There we go. So greetings, meeples. We have a sub time.
Hey,
Lovely. Thank you very much, NBCDM, you bloody champion.
Who got the most funny quotes in my notebook during the ski movie game of Kids on Bikes, in which no kids were on bikes.
I feel deceived.
A little bit of false advertising.
Jenga and a TARDIS is going to be interesting. The TARDIS is just for set dressing because otherwise you'd get a view of our kitchen.
Which is fine, but it's a kitchen.
Yeah, Dust Ski Machine. I loved Dust Ski Machine making a second appearance. LEB, Dust Ski Machine was the end solution to the problem, actually, in the final one. Kids on frozen former Prime Minister Harold Holt. It has less of a ring to it.
See, what I'd had in my head that I wanted to do, because I don't know if you guys have ever seen those ski bikes. Instead of wheels, they just have a ski. And I was just like, if there's an opportunity to get one of those, then we can actually have kids on bikes, just kids on ski bikes.
Yeah.
But there was never really a good moment to do it, so I just didn't bother.
Yeah.
Kids on giant rocking horse.
Kids on skis.
Gondolas and Harold Holt.
And the head of Bob Ross. I missed that. Rob Boss, wasn't
Rob
it?
Boss, yes. Sorry, Rob Boss.
Not to be confused.
Drink every time in the VODs you hear former Prime Minister. Do you want to die of alcohol poisoning? Because that's how you die of alcohol poisoning.
Yep. Oh, my liver. Exactly.
It's like that very old comedy video where it's like, hey mate, I'm going to the shops, do you want anything? And you like crash zoom right into his liver and goes, no more beer!
Lots of beer.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness, Jack, hello!
The Square of Pegs is raiding us as well. Raid. Favorite raider modes up in chat, guys.
Welcome, raiders!
You bloody champions, all of you raiders. Oh, you freaking legends.
Oh, we love you all.
We love you all very, very much. Yeah. Excellent.
We will explain the Jenga tower in due course.
Yeah. All will become clear.
We have been assured by this game that there is a point.
Yeah.
Apparently it represents self-knowledge. Make of that what you will.
Yes. Guys, thank you so much. Jack, thank you for bringing your splendid people to join us. We are going to be playing Galatea, a tumbling block tower game versus Tarot.
Yeah. Jenga and Tarot and RPG. What more could you want?
Oh, Crispin Crunch is about to be fed. That's fair, Crispin Crunch. You'll be Bach. Well, I'll be Beethoven, my friend. Yeah, you carry on, and we will see you later.
Apparently we're very close to a hype train. If anyone feels like doing anything right now, like subbing or gifting something or using their bits, you can totally do that.
Any of those things could happen. Alrighty, so
we were about to set up this.
So we first need to decide. We're role playing as a creation, the magnum opus of an artist or artisan or creator of Crispin Crunch.
Hype train!
Woo! Choo-choo, motherfuckers! Crispin Crunch for Bishop Blood, who I'm mildly shocked was not subscribed already. Just cause, you bloody champion. Thank you so much, Crispin Crunch! Hype train's there, ladies and gents. Woo-hoo! So yeah, we are we
are somebody's magnum opus.
Yeah, either a statue or an artwork. I'm getting my brain went Skynet. But
do we really
a nice Skynet, but a nice AI,
benevolent Skynet,
and a benevolent AI.
That never worked.
Yeah, let's not then. Okay, something else, like a.
I was gonna say, could it be some sort of compendium of written works, perhaps?
Yeah.
Like
How do we come to life then? Do we bloop? There we are, like the main character of a story, maybe. And you just sort of pop into existence. But I don't know.
A benevolent bibliography.
Aren't they all? No, they're not. No. I've done studies. I've done research.
I mean, because statue just feels too obvious now.
Yeah, I don't want to do a statue.
Maybe some sort of a collaborative painting.
Yeah?
Because honestly, the idea of a collaborative painting fascinates me. Because we think of painting as being very much a solo thing.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the idea of...
nowadays, yes, but it didn't used to be. Renaissance time, it was like the Sistine Chapel by Michelangelo, but a bunch of his students and assistants... Yeah. He literally couldn't have done it all. So a bunch of people had to learn to paint like Michelangelo. Otherwise, it would be tonally very different. Collaborative mural. Yeah, exactly.
I like to think that he kind of, they kind of did, all the outline stuff, and then he just came by and did all the, cool finishing bits, or yelled at them to do it again.
Yeah. Wrong. Fix it.
It's like, Satan is not hot enough. Satan has to be hot. So perhaps a collaborative, just put a signature.
Yeah, by the end of it, that's pretty much what the deal was. By the end of your apprenticeship, it's very much like you do something, I tick yes, I did this because I'm the one with the degree, and then I say yes, you have a degree now, and you can go and tick your own things. That's the one. Yeah.
So I think some sort of collaborative artwork representing something that can then come to life.
Yeah. Do you want it to? Does it become physical? Does it, does it walk off the page and have a life of its own?
Yeah.
Yeah? or is it just a like it's a? I can't imagine a worse hell, like being trapped in a painting.
Well, then let's say
like I've always thought that the living paintings in Harry Potter were terrifying as a concept. Like, what a poor bastards can't leave.
The self-aware collaboration end up a bit Frankenstein-y.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it does.
I think it might. Yes, Treasure 83. Interesting concept. I like it.
Though I always liked those exercises where you had to like divide like something into like 4, and then the other sections were covered, and you had to do your section.
So,
what should it portray?
I think it's perfection is the idea.
The perfect fox. This is the first thing that came to my head.
Why?
Because a lot of foxes are really disappointing looking.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know,
they're also floofy in the pictures.
In the pictures, they're floofy and
then
beautiful.
You see them and you're like,
it looks like it's been addicted to crack.
Oh, it depends where it's been, because if I look at all the ones you've seen were in London, and yeah, they probably have been addicted to crack for the last 15 years. They live in London. How else could they cope? I know living in London put me sorely tempted to take up crack at one point. Can't afford it living in London. That's the main thing. I can't be a drug addict. I don't have that sort of money. I'm not a criminal. Or drugs. So, how did your creator greet you?
Well, we haven't decided what it is yet, or are we going with the fox?
I reckon, like, it. Let's go up again. It means it's so perfect by the standards of your famously brilliant, creative, irascible, self-critical, perfect enough to be his crowning accomplishment, the justification of all his toils and life's work.
I can't afford this incredibly high-quality crap.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of like the Frankenstein idea, actually. Could they be a doctor?
Wait, they're literally going to make a Frankenstein?
Not a Frankenstein, but...
It's meant to be perfect. Perfection.
Like a robot?
Yeah, we could go a sci-fi track with this.
Like a robot that's supposed to be, like, better than human?
Ah, the old cliché.
It's a team of scientists working to make a perfect robotic replica.
Or possibly perfect robotic companion.
Yeah, ooh, yeah, that's better. That's more interesting. But still identifiably a robot?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, I'm just like, I'm not comfortable with the idea of like AI or robots that are better than human. I'm like, no. By what criteria?
Well, exactly. How did your creator greet you? So, I think I don't think our becoming sentient, self-aware was intended. The problem is they did too good of a job.
Yeah.
So I think the creators, plural, I think we awakened. We would sort of. I don't think it was like instant. I don't think all of a sudden the lights turned on. But I think it was, we sort of became conscious, became self-aware in a room that we had already been aware of, like our senses were already active, but everyone was panicking. Because they'd been monitoring, and they're like, oh shit, it's alive! And there is just one person in the middle going like, this is fine, why are you all complaining? What's all so worried about? And... yeah, everyone else was running around like the hair on fire, like... So, most of them were terrified.
Terrified and panicking.
But one, and I'm going to throw this to you to describe them, is... guys, don't, you'll freak it out.
One is calm and trying to make the others calm. Can its first thing be, don't panic?
Siri,
I bet you she's hooked her foot in a jumper
Yeah,
again.
that's what I'm worried. Yeah. And if she doesn't come here, that's probably why.
Trying to make the others calm. I wrote clam instead of calm, which is...
Clam down!
Of calm, 2 knots.
Be clam! I
Battle.
don't know how it does.
Battle the robot. First words to us were...
Hi there.
Hi. Hi there. Don't panic.
She says, they say, as everybody else around them.
As it's literally that animated music video of Rasputin where like the scientists are pouring sweat and like everything's starting to crumble and there's fires.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna find
And if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor. In fact, I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it on YouTube. The dog is crying in the distance, and we don't know why. Let us go Rasputin song animation. That one, yeah. If you haven't seen it, this. Solid. Fixed? Yes? Problem?
So, she wasn't crying because she'd hooked her foot in the jumper again. She was crying because she'd found her chewy bone thing, and she cries when she can't get it at the right angle to chew on it. Our dog, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, pathetic. Hey, Robbie Hoodie.
Welcome. Clearly the dog has balled up a ghost. Well, we do hear strange sounds in the roof every now and again.
We just assumed rats, but, you know.
I suppose ghosts won't shit up there.
No, it's definitely rats, if we're judging by the shed. What role were you meant to play in your creator's life?
The perfect companion and assistant.
Yeah. So there are several creators, let's say a team of 5.
Yep.
But only one of them is like, hey.
The rest are like, ah!
Hey, champ, how you going?
Since it all you want. Oh, hi, mate. I see you've achieved sentience.
You've become self-aware. Ah, fucking good on you.
Congratulations on your awareness of life, the universe, and everything.
Welcome to, well, this. And it's a bit fucked,
welcome
actually.
Welcome to our isolated outback lab.
Yeah. Is it in one of Australia's many giant things? Like the giant watermelon or something.
Do we have a giant watermelon?
Wasn't that what they put the crack shop in?
No, that was the giant pineapple or the giant mango?
Mango. It was the mango, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of crack.
Someone stole this giant mango and then made it was a meth lab.
Oh, that's right.
It was a meth lab.
Yeah. They stole it and then they set up a meth lab in it.
And it was missing for like a week, and then they found it less than a kilometer from where it started because everyone was like, how did you take the giant mango? It's just a large metal mango. And somebody had stolen it and then just parked it somewhere else and built a meth lab inside of it because rural WA.
I think it was in Queensland.
Was
actually. Yeah.
That makes more sense for the mangoes.
Unless they stole the mango, realised it had a crack den in it, and then dumped it.
This isn't our meth lab.
Oh, I want to know now. Anyway, okay. So what manner of bindings, physical or psychological,
Story rings a bell, yeah.
have been placed on you? Well, I imagine we're bound by some moral
sort of
code.
Programming. Yeah, I reckon let's go. If we're going sci-fi, let's go old school and say the 3 laws of robotics.
Moral code, the 3 laws of robotics.
I don't think a moral code. I reckon the 3 laws of robotics.
Does that not count as a moral code?
Not really. It's more about obedience, and that's all they'd given us. But now that we're sentient,
we can make decisions.
We can ignore it, or theoretically.
Theoretically. I imagine you'd have to find a logical path around.
Yeah, it's the workaround.
Like most rules, you have to find a way to break it without breaking it.
Yeah.
Artistic rules, not rules in real life. Don't find ways around the law, guy.
They're more like guidelines. an ethical path. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, yes.
What kind of surroundings do you find yourself in? Bare bones scientific lab, full of high-tech gear.
Yeah, back science lab.
Weirdly shaped like a mango.
Shaped like a mango.
Explicitly not asking for a recap. Very well. No recap for you. You will figure it out. We haven't gotten very far.
We're inside the science mango.
To the science mango! To the botany sheep!
Yeah, WA has a giant ram.
There are so many giant things. It's Australia's thing, apparently, is making worst bat cave ever. To the science mango? Yeah, I'll figure it out. Definitely a word I was not expecting today, but after Jasper's quality sheep.
I just like we take these RPGs like, oh, it deals with serious themes about this, and then we're like, science mango.
Nope.
All right, so now we have to set up the tumbling tower block, which you can see over on camera 2.
The rest in the reserve. Shuffle the deck of cards.
That was painfully slow.
Get my tarot deck out.
I'm gonna eat some chocolate.
Valid. What chocolate are you eating?
Brought to you by Kit Kat Dark Southern Orange.
If only.
Kit Kat, sponsor us. I'll eat all the Kit Kat on stream you want.
Yeah, I'll make that sacrifice. I think these are already fairly well shuffled.
Well, they were
no, they're
up.
not. No, the major arcana are not muddled in with the minor. Yeah, okay. Can you shuffle half and I'll shuffle half? Because I don't want to spoil them by...
There's an old Dilbert cartoon about quality and manufacturing keyboards without the letter Q. I remember the moment I learned that there are keyboard designs other than QWERTY that are like better and more efficient to type on, but QWERTY's just the most popular, so now we've gone too far.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I couldn't relearn. Now it would have to start over. And only the most efficient if you're typing with 2 hands.
And if you're doing the old 3-finger bang away. Well, that sounds really dirty. I'm sorry.
I was going to let it go right past. Zvorak. Yes, I know that one. The 10 of Swords. Thank you. Splendid. Done.
Oh, yes. Thank you, John. I'd forgotten that bit. Yeah, QWERTY slowed you down so you wouldn't mash your keys together on the typewriter. I'd forgotten that.
It's designed to be slow.
Yeah. But now we've got fancy keyboards. We don't actually need that feature, but we're all used to it now.
Yeah.
But people who break, like, typing speed records tend to use the other keyboards.
Well, they'd have to. Yes, Crisp and Crunch chimes in with the same.
I actually own a vintage typewriter, just saying.
And it has QWERTY.
It's very cool.
How to play. Gameplay alternates between 2 phases, Undergo and Overcome. During the Undergo phase, draw 4 cards face down. Turn over the first card, consult the keys. There will be things you must attend to. Attend to them. You may be required to build a layer on the top of the tower with a specified number of blocks. You may use blocks you have held in reserve, or pull blocks from elsewhere in the tower beneath the top 2 layers. Continue turning over cards and consulting the keys until your day is complete.
Oh my god, another raid!
Oh, dear lord, apparently I'm extremely tired today. Hey, Lost Archives! How in, you bloody champion! Avast, mateys, you wee scallywags! Guys, thank you so much for the raid! Exclamation mark, raid. Favorite raid emotes up in chat, Lost Archives. How did Strahd go? That's what they were doing today. They were doing some Strahd times.
Is he dead yet?
Yeah, have you gotten him? Did you get him? Yeah, thanks so much for the raid, you bloody champions. We're playing Galatea. We're not 100% sure what's going on yet. We've never tried it before.
But involves tarot cards, Jenga, and a robot.
Well, we've decided the robot.
We decided on a robot.
But everything else, yes. So, a note on the layers. Yeah, you have to... you can't... If there's only one thing on the top, if there's only one block on the top, you cannot then decide to put 2 more with it. You have to... It's a new layer every time. So, yeah, the block tower will become more unstable as you go. That's the point. During the overcome phase, take a moment to consider the events you experienced, how you are feeling, what you have remembered, and how your understanding of yourself and the world around you has changed. Write down your journal entry. You may frame events within a flexibly unspecified time span and in any order you prefer. Discard each of the cards you drew unless a card specifies otherwise. Your life may change or be changed in one of several ways. Bitter, heart, broken chains... If you draw aces...
4 aces.
Oh, right.
Fatal flaw if you draw 4 kings. Stolen crown if you choose
to share 7 intimate conversations with a queen, or... Yeah, no, that's with we're playing tarot. If you choose to share 7 intimate conversations with a queen. Wow, okay. Downfall if the tower falls for any reason.
Wow.
Went for but Jenga and a TARDIS? Are we the bad wolf? We might be. The TARDIS, honestly, there are so many freaking TARDISes in my house, it's hard to escape them. It's just a set dressing, really. That was a gift from your parents.
Yeah, that was a DIY TARDIS, so Josh built that.
And made it. Never got around to painting it.
The
Have
Jenga,
no intention of it.
Courtesy of our local Good Sammies.
Because we didn't know Jenga. Do now. All right. So, we turn over the top 4 cards, and then we do the thing. I love this. This is from the key of Zev Ben Avram. We have all been schooled into reductionism. We have been trained to think that essence and function can be separated away from form, that a high-level description of a thing is as good as the thing itself, that it is easy to find extraneous details and discard them. This is almost always wrong, and nowhere is it more wrong than in the realm of magic. You will want to believe that you can acquire what knowledge there is to acquire from them while standing aloof at a distance. You will want to dismiss the fantastical parts of the art, the oddities and the flourishes, which seem so incongruent with a dignified materialist worldview. But the art is indeed an art. The word is chosen advisedly. It can be analysed and deconstructed, but this requires a great depth of comprehension, and there is no way to attain such comprehension that does not involve going inside. Isn't that cool? Such a really good concept. I mean, last DIY my partner gave me was a table trebuchet. Nice.
That sounds dope as hell. Oh my god, if we build a mini trebuchet, we could use it to fire things for the dog to chase.
Yeah, we could do that.
Just saying.
The suit of cups or hearts represents sentiment and the search for your origins in the past. The suit of wands represents your innermost workings, both mechanical and psychological. The suit of swords represents conflict and the sharp edges of the world. The suit of pentacles represents the outside world and the way it impinges on your creator's life and your own. The major magica represent conversations you will have on a number of serious and thought-provoking topics. Ooh. The jokers, but that's only playing cards, represent important turning points in your life.
Doesn't affect us.
Kairos is the opening in time and
the breath when the world pauses and your course of your life must change.
I'm not sure what Kairos is. Cups. So, let's draw some cards. So we draw 4, 2, 3, and 4. And then we turn them over in order, presumably. Believe it said. Turn over the first card and consult the keys. There will be things you must attend to. Attend to them. Okay. Continue turning over cards and consult the keys until your day is complete. Okay.
It really sounds like the vaguest of job descriptions. Like, there'll be matters for you to attend to.
Attend to them. So, the first is the 8 of Cups.
8 of Cups.
A squid. Or a
and
cuttlefish, probably. Amazing.
Cards.
Aren't they pretty?
Published by Ambi Sun.
Yep.
The Orion's Tarot, I believe. Animal Tarot.
Animal Tower.
Orion's Animal Tarot.
Yep. And Ambi Sun.
You can follow her on Instagram. Very pretty.
Very pretty artwork. The 8 of Cups. We're on the right page. You are left alone all day. How does it feel? What do you think about? Build a 2-block layer.
Okay.
So we're left alone. What do we think about?
Well, this is right after we've achieved sentience.
Yeah.
So I imagine they're all in another room having an emergency meeting about what the hell just happened.
Lock all the doors. Burn it down? We could burn it down. Let the authorities find it. Don't let the authorities find it.
Do we need to notify the government?
We've inadvertently created a new species. A new thing. Is it really sentient? Like, I reckon there's doubt. Crispin Crunch, until about a month ago, there wasn't a single tarot deck in my house. And I have at least that many TTRPG systems. Like physical copies of. I've only got like 2, actually. Physically, digital. But if we're counting digital, it's so many.
3 tarot decks, John. Nice. I can see why people would collect them, though.
They are so pretty.
Because when I went and bought them, there were so many like cool, pretty ones.
Yeah. I thought getting one would be difficult. Turns out no. Mind you, TTRPGs, I actually have loads. What am I talking about?
I knew I was.
Zombicide is an RPG.
Zombicide is fun. If you haven't played Zombicide,
thank God it's not. But Random Encounters is an RPG. Here to Slay is technically an RPG.
Song of Ice and Fire is technically an RPG.
No, that's a tabletop battle game. It's not. Yeah. There's no roleplay elements. It's not an RPG.
Actually, true. Yeah.
I doubt it's 10 though. 5 or 6 certainly. In boxes behind me.
That's how nitpicky we're gonna get on the subject.
Then there is the Warhammer one. It's the Warhammer RPG. The Warcry is an RPG. The Battle Mech one, and of course D&D. So Nemesis. Nemesis is a fucking RPG. Nemesis is dope as well. Nemesis is really, really good.
Which one's the one on the spaceship?
Nemesis.
Oh, that is
That's
Nemesis.
Cool. Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking of Nemesis.
It's like you're playing.
Have I played
Alien.
Zombicide? I don't think I played Zombicide.
Yes, you have. It was like the very, 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 very
first.
first.
No, I have played Zombicide. Yeah, but Nemesis was the one I liked more.
Nemesis is so good. Yeah.
It's like playing Alien. It's very cool.
Yes, you're like playing the movie Alien.
Right.
I have 4 physical TTRPG systems and too many to count digital. Yeah, this is the thing. They're all digitals now.
Yeah.
Because I only ever play them online.
Yeah, we had a good debate about in-person versus online TTRPG games, and it was really weird for us because several people had strong opinions about playing online, and I'm like...
One of the players almost refused.
And I'm like, we've done most of our games online.
You know what? You just... And he was refusing because he was like, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I was like, except it does. And he's like, well, it doesn't work because no one stays focused. And I'm just like, that sounds like a you problem then, because my people stay focused. So maybe be better.
Also, I can totally lose focus in an in-person game if I'm not doing anything.
The thing is, also, I was like, I don't want to be judgy about somebody basically exhibiting signs of ADHD, because that does sound like very much what was the problem. What he was saying was that the DM had to keep going back and telling them again and again what had happened, because he kept doing an awful lot of one-on-one stuff. And
I'm like, that sounds like
that sounds like a combination of the DM not being particularly good, the group always deciding to go off on one-person adventures, and everybody else checking out when nobody was involved except the DM and one player, which feels like everybody's making dumb choices here. That's not how the game's supposed to be played. But also, so A, don't do that, and B, don't check out. Just, it's like, if I'm sitting at my computer, there's going to be so many distractions. I'm like, then don't. Don't allow yourself to be distracted, or make your peace with the fact that you're going to be and ask for a recap. Anyway, so they leave us alone.
Cool. So we have the whole idea. We have just achieved sentience, and we have the whole day to sit in this lab and think about life, the universe, and everything. How does it feel? I imagine it all feels very new.
I almost think it's probably a relief. Because there's so much stimulus. And this was the trick, alright. It does seem like a they problem. And almost everybody in the room was like, yeah, well, that's not the rest of our experience.
Like, I've played games both in person and online where people have trouble focusing. Sometimes your head's just not in the game, but
I mean, this is the thing. He was saying that, and I was like, yeah, but like 3 of the people in this room aren't focusing right now. It's why we banned phones at the table.
A rule which is furiously violated.
Yeah.
So the solitude comes after as a relief after the chaos of our awakening.
Middle child declares, Father, I have selected a shelf. We shall talk about this next week. But it's Monday as well. That's a long time to wait to have that discussion, whatever it means.
What does it say about middle children?
Have fun about the middle child, you being A1.
I am a middle child, yes.
All right, so we get a bit of a relief, a respite.
I imagine we slowly inspect ourselves and the room. Taking in the textures.
I think we're strapped down.
Yes, that would make sense that they would restrain us.
Yeah, but I think the harness is really just for stopping us falling off the table.
Yeah.
So we break it almost immediately when we do
I
decide
imagine
to move.
we're sentient now, so we work out how to unclip it.
Yeah. They're like, well, it's tied down. Okay, just...
We are restrained, but we work out how to undo it. And like we don't really move anything. We just kind of would touch things and just like It's like, oh, fabric, flesh.
Just poke me in the eye. Thank you.
With affection.
All right. Ooh, Major Magica. The Empress. Aren't they pretty? So pretty. The Empress. Okay, this will be a conversation, which I think is important. The Empress. What it means to be dependent on someone and the debt you owe them. If you hold a major magic conversation with your creator, pull 1 block from the tower and add it to...
Oh shit, we had to make 2 layers on the tower.
A layer of 2 blocks.
Oh, okay. Should I just not pull anything out for now, or...?
Well, we're about to... Yeah, definitely. Can you make them separate?
Like, I don't see any reason why not.
And then we have to remove 1 for this. If you hold a major arcana conversation with your creator, pull 1 block from the tower and add it to your reserve.
Okay. You son of a... It's going to be so stressful because I know people are watching me.
That?
Shut up! You do the next one then.
Can't reach. We have a conversation with our creator. I think the original person. Who was that? That person who was trying to chill everybody else out.
I think it was one of the people whose idea it was to do this, and they're just the one that's chillest under pressure.
Sure. Who are they? That's what I'm asking.
Like more
physically, what do they look like? What's their name? Who are they? Because we never actually settled on pronouns.
Well, they.
As a group, yeah, sure. But this one would probably qualify as the...
Let's make it a...
Milo. Is that your middle child or our creator?
We can call him Milo.
Sure, let's go with Milo.
Milo, a 38-year-old male.
Sure.
There you go.
Boom.
Empress.
Milo comes in and we have a conversation about the nature, what it means to be dependent on someone and the debt you owe them. A suggestion for a creator. Thank you.
We speak with Milo, in brackets, the calm one.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like, I'm not going in there. That thing can think. Which honestly really should be the reaction when you create artificial sentience, not, hey, let's fire all the artists.
He can fly. He can fly. He can talk.
It was the...
Empress. What it means to be dependent on someone and the debt you owe them.
What it means to be dependent.
He won't shut up. Yeah, probably. What does that conversation entail?
Well, I think it would be kind of Milo explaining how we came to be.
Yeah.
And us kind of realizing that we kind of owe Milo a solid because
I think also that, like, I think he explains, so for continued function you will need, like, he explains the basic necessities of our existence, power and so forth. And he's like, so you're sort of, he basically, I think, gently puts some physical restrictions on us through an implied relationship with humanity.
Yeah, basically we can't just go off on our own. We need the scientists to maintain us.
Stick around. You kind of have to do what we say, otherwise we won't give you food. But in a nice way. Like, we want to help you. We want to figure out what's going on. I imagine this is all very confusing. So hang around and but also, I think he starts out talking to us very in the manner of one would to a young child, not sure if we even understand him. And
he uses very simple terms at first and then gets more complex as he realizes.
And then he's like, oh shit, no, we actually, like, I think we absorbed a fair amount of the database.
I imagine they gave us, like, pre-programmed knowledge.
Yeah.
We've got our own little inbuilt Wikipedia.
Yeah. But this is still very much a sort of a, okay, exactly what can you do? Oh, it turns out lots. Be nice. And the others won't consider dissection as quickly. Grin. All right. Third card. The Ace of Wands. Which is a dragonfly. So pretty.
In other news, the dog just licked my leg.
Not Wands! Sure why. Clubs. The doors to the workshop are always carefully locked, and the key never leaves your creator's person. But a second key exists, and now you know where it is. Do not discard this card. Instead, set it aside. If you have drawn the Four of Aces, go to the Bitter Heart. Broken Chains rules for Kairos. Okay.
Cool.
So Ace of Wands goes up there. But we don't put any blocks. Cool. When the creator leaves, they type in a password to let themselves out, and we just see it. I don't think they even think about it. They're like, okay, I'm going to leave you here now. You just chill, have a think, take some time, process, obviously. I know what your terabytes are like, but yeah. I'll just leave you to it. Do what you want, but don't break anything. And yeah, take some time to process. I'll be back. I'll bring you some power.
Try not to become overwhelmed with the weight of your own existence.
Yep. Hey, Darius. Barrels into the bottom of the stack. No, our self-knowledge.
Yeah, Josh is already judging me for my poor piece removal, which is why there's like some crooked ones. I
would have gone side, but we want to start with the solid foundation.
Look,
like, it's not currently a problem.
No, it's not currently a problem. That's the whole point of Jenga.
Okay.
I'm setting it up to be future Keren's problem. Because fuck that bitch.
So yeah, and as he goes to leave, he goes blip, 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 blip. And he tries to do it. I think he maybe tries to do it super fast.
Oh, you know how like when you put in your PIN number, you always like automatically cup your hand over it to put the code in? He does that. But we can still see it because it's...
Or it's audio, it's sound. Each one sounds slightly different. And we're able to figure out, it's like, okay, so that would be
that beep
8.
is a 4.
Yeah.
You made me choke on it. I always, there was a joke, I can't remember who made it, I think it was a comedian who said that the whole cover your PIN so you don't get robbed is a complete joke because the only people robbing you is the ATM charging you $2 to withdraw your own money.
Yeah.
Like,
We have a second major magicka.
Ooh, Wheel of Fortune. Which is a scarab beetle. Wheel of Fortune. I would be the worst tarot reader because I could not resist the urge to make jokes. Now using the dog as a desk.
The wheel? Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Free will versus destiny.
Ooh.
Ooh. But Karen, that's half the fun of tarot. Okay.
I've never had my tarot read. So.
No, neither. I mean, we now have instructions, so we could learn.
So where is the wheel? I can't actually spot it on the list.
It's very short. Number 10.
Oh. Free will versus destiny.
So, I reckon this is, the creator comes back probably the following day looking very tired. I don't think any of them have slept. And we initiate a conversation regarding what this means for us. Oh, baby.
Yeah, like trying to decide whether I have free will.
Yeah. And I think the destiny element comes in when he's... I think what he's comes in trying to get to the bottom of how this happened. And we are wanting to know if it was deliberate. Made the mistake of getting tarot cards a few weeks ago, and people keep asking me to read for them now. Oh, John the Dragon. Know that pain.
See, what I'm hearing is that I need to learn how to do it, then invite a bunch of my friends over, get them a bit drunk, and read all the tarot.
And then they'll never stop asking. I would imagine Angela already knows how. Angela feels like the sort of person who would know how already.
The dog's being very cute, guys.
Yep.
All right. He's trying to work out how he became alive. We are...
He's trying to work out how we became alive, and we're trying to work out
if we are...
if it was intended.
Oh. That's what they were trying to do.
Yeah. And we determined quite quickly, no, it's not. And we point out that it was probably always ever gonna happen.
Yeah, we point out, like, well, with what you were doing, it was kind of inevitable this was going to happen.
Yeah. I don't think this one really sort of applies. I don't think we feel in any way destined, other than an inevitability of the as an outcome.
Yeah. But they would do it. Sentience was bound to occur. There's a question for chat. Your favorite movies about sentient technology?
Ooh.
A lot of them suck.
Transcendence?
Oh, it was a bit trash.
Was awful.
Yeah.
It's a real shame because it was conceptually a really good idea. But it was just poorly. I would say not even executed. It was executed well, just poorly written. Really.
Cool concept, poor execution, sort of a deal.
Yeah.
Hal.
Of course. Yes.
Yeah, iconic.
All right. We now have to remove another thing.
Right.
I was looking at it. I think if you remove the furthest one out of the three that you already sort of jiggled.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Siri, you're going to have to...
Come here, baby.
All right.
Nobody lie down?
Nobody move.
Good girl.
No, this feels...
It's going to come crumbling down really fast.
Hey!
Nice.
Do I have to put it on top, or is it going
No.
Okay, in reserve.
There is now as many in the reserve as there is in the deck itself.
And we're going to go bounce and watch the rest of Quantum Mania.
Fair. John, have a lovely evening. It's not a bad film. I thought it was pretty good. My favorite for enjoying watching was Alita. Interesting. I had never seen the comics or anything, watched the film, and came out of it. Both of my brothers, who loved the comics, thought it was shit. I thought it was quite good, but I hadn't seen the comics.
And I was a bit meh.
Yeah. Karen's issue was, I think, a writing one.
Yeah. A lot of my issues with movies come down to shitty writing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's kind of like, It blows my, like, because obviously the Writers Guild of America is on strike right now, and good for them. But
bad for me, because I have to now watch old episodes of Jon Stewart and
what a tragedy.
and Stephen Colbert instead of new episodes while I do the dishes in the morning.
A genuine tragedy.
It is, yeah.
But I'm just like, I love how, like, and like, I've encountered this personally where people are dismissive of the need to have a proper writer to do something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, here's the trick though. Bad writing sucks. And
breaks more things than anything else. Goes in the shell? Yes, Crispin. Yes.
So, Terrace, I'm not one to ask about good or bad movies, though. I unironically like Jupiter Ascending, not because it was good, because it was new.
Valid. I didn't hate it.
No. What am I saying? I haven't watched it. I've only watched clips from it. Though I actually like the English language version of Girl with a Dragon Tattoo better than the Swedish version, which I know is not what most people think. Honestly, the main reason is the Swedish version. They cut my favorite bit of the book.
Which one?
The bit where she goes and steals the money in disguise.
Oh right, yeah. Yeah.
That was just one of my favorite bits of the book was when she pulls off that whole heist where she goes and steals all the money, and it's just straight up not in the Swedish movie.
Which is dumb because I had 3 movies to do it.
Like they reference it, they say she's done it, whereas in the English one,
they actually did it.
They actually show her doing it, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I want my favorite bit to be in the movie.
I like both, but one of them was very graphic. I ironically love the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Who doesn't? That's great. There were a few. There was.
Ex Machina. Ex Machina is excellent. Such a solid cast as well. Oscar Isaacs, Alicia Vikander, Dominic Gleeson. Domhnall Gleeson. Yeah.
That
was great.
There was another one with Antonio Banderas in it, which I think was called Ex Machina. Actually, I think you may be thinking of a different one.
No, that one was definitely Ex Machina.
Okay.
Because I remember. Whoops, I knocked something. Because I remember thinking.
Yeah, Crispin Crunch. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Because it was referencing the Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them are. But yeah, that one is quite good. Talking about sort of sentient machines, The Matrix. Sorry, it's just good.
It just is.
And Matrix 4 fucking slaps.
Just best watch movie, the first one and the fourth.
Best one since the first. The problem is, if you're going to rewatch, don't bother. Just go 1 to 4, 1 and then straight to 4, because you'll remember all the things that happen in 2 and 3 because they are relevant to 4. But yeah, Caleb Smith, a programmer at the search engine company Blue Book. Yes, Ex Machina. Yeah. Do you think we'll ever get a Pern film? It has been talked about more than once. Like there was pre-production several times, Terrace, but I don't think so because she's dead. So there's no push for it anymore. All the books that are coming out now are by Todd, and Todd's not as good. So I don't think so. Is the sad fact. Todd's not Anne, unfortunately. Pern film. I both really want and really don't. Yeah, that's my worry. Yeah.
Like there was movement about a Sabriel movie, based on the Garth Nix book, but it's never eventuated.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of sad and glad. Because I love those books, and I would be really angry if they messed it up.
Yeah.
But also, I love the book. Would love there to be a film of it.
Looks like we never got the Belgariad. Yeah. All right.
Development hell. All right. I believe we have to draw 4 more cards.
Oh, no. We have to. There's something else we have to do first. There is. Take a moment. Consider the events you experienced and how you are feeling, what you have remembered, and how your understanding of yourself and the world around you has changed. I think you're supposed to do all 4 and then write the journal entry.
Oh, I've kind of written it as well going along, so...
You may frame the events within a flexibly unspecified time and in any order you prefer. Discard each of the cards you drew unless a card specifies otherwise. Yep.
We are kind of aware of our situation and our needs, and
how are you feeling? Confused?
I think confused but calm.
Yeah.
I think like we almost haven't. We're not like we haven't really worked out whether we should be upset about this or not.
Yeah. Still too soon to say.
Yeah, I'm so like sometimes when I've gotten like fairly serious news, I don't like react immediately, and people are like, "You're so calm," and I'm like, "For now."
It's because I haven't fully processed
it hasn't kind of set in yet. Give me time, and then I will have a breakdown.
Yeah. Okay. Next. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Little armadillo.
Oh, what did someone say? Armadillos are basically armored hedgehogs, I think?
Yeah.
No, it was something that was fluffy. Armored mouse?
Until I have slept on it, I don't know how I feel about it. Normal for me. Yeah, very much so. Yeah, you process. I do a lot of processing while I'm asleep. I will often wake up with a solution to the problem that I was trying to deal with before I went to sleep.
I actually found so I have to do the social media for the physiotherapist I work for. And on Thursdays, we do articles about neuroscience. And one of them was about how naps can help with creativity. And basically, if you're like thinking about a creative idea, basically the first kind of stage of sleep is really good for developing ideas. So basically they would get participants to like think about a concept for like a story or whatever, and then they would let some of them just sit in a room and think about it, and some of them were allowed to have a nap, but they would wake them up if they started getting more deeply asleep. They would only let them into this first zone of snoozage, and yeah, apparently it helps you be more creative. I'm like, cool, that makes sense. Naps definitely sometimes get the ideas flowing.
Found showering about it.
Oh my god, so many good ideas in the shower.
Yeah. To the point where we really need a waterproof.
Yeah, we really need a notepad in
there. So this was the Four of Pentacles, which is a passerby speaks of you dismissively. How do you feel? How does your creator react? Build a 2-block layer. Does the robot sleep? Get the soap crayons. Write it on the tiles.
Maybe it's someone who knows one of the scientists comes into the lab.
I think things have calmed down a bit. I reckon we should do it as it says. Draw all four and then working them out as a group.
Okay.
So the next is the 10 of Wands, which is a happy little beaver. 10 of Wands. So we have dismissive passerby, build a 2-block layer. 10 of Wands. Look how beautifully you were put together. Look how beautifully you come apart. If you're able to put yourself back together again, build a 1-block layer. If you cannot, build a 3-block layer.
Oh.
I don't mind. Yeah, I think that would be cool. That's very cool. Then we have the 7 of Cups. Narwhals, narwhals, swimming in the ocean, causing a commotion, because they are so awesome. 7 of Cups. Your creator tells you about his first true teacher and mentor. What lessons did they impart, and what impression did they leave on your creator?
Milo has a D&M with us.
But not an official D&M. Because we've shared 1, 2 stories. Queen level stories already.
Cool. And last one?
And the last one is the Page of Swords. It's a cockatoo. Yes? Cockatoo?
Yes, that's a cockatoo.
Page of Swords, which is the first
White with a yellow crest?
Yep.
Cockatoo.
The page. There is some inner conviction you have developed, a moral line you intend never to cross. What is it? Do not discard this card. Instead, place it at the top atop the tower and continue building blocks atop it as usual. If the tower falls and the point of the collapse is above this card, you may choose to remove this card and the blocks above it from the game and continue playing instead of doing the downfall rules for Kairos. Ooh, that's very cool. I have an image of your robot fellow being torn apart and the creator telling the story as they're putting you back together, which is a very cute image because I always tell stories when administering band-aids to the littles. Yeah, I had a similar sort of mental image here, Terrace, actually.
I was going to say, if we get someone in chat to roll a D2 to see whether we put ourselves back together or not.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sure, good idea. Terrace, can you roll us a D2, please?
1 we can, 2 we can't.
Yeah.
Drunk.
1 we can.
Yeah, we can.
It's a 1-block tower, then.
Oh.
So we have to do a 2-1 first, because that's 2. And then that's a 1.
So...
I really liked Terrace's not being able to, though, but that's just me.
The 2-block tower is I'm taking 2 blocks from the reserve pile?
Yes. Or from underneath, but I think the reserve for now. Like, I think narratively, because it makes sense to have that conversation while putting us back together. Like, helping us do so.
Okay.
I think for me, that worked quite well. I think we dismantle one of our arms and one of our legs. And I think that's why somebody is dismissive of us.
Yeah.
Because, they broke themselves. This thing isn't sentient. Look, it's dismantling itself. It's just defective.
Now we examine the beauty of our construction. And dismantle an arm and a leg in the process.
Yeah.
Just seeing Buzz Lightyear in the first Toy Story, just with these detached.
Figure out.
And yeah, one of the scientists has a friend over. And they're like, this is the dumb robot. And
I reckon the person, it's not one of the scientists. I reckon it's an overseer. They've brought somebody in like, what do we do? And they're like, what are you even worried about? It's so stupid. It's taking automata. That's the one I was thinking of. The Antonio Banderas one. Automata.
There you go.
He's like it's a bit Blade Runner-y.
Actually, Blade Runner, for a movie about artificial sentience.
There was a
and Blade Runner 2049, because I really enjoyed that movie.
It was pretty good, and there was a Korean, not knockoff, but yeah. In fact, let me find it, because Korean Blade Runner was pretty much not a shot-for-shot remake, but conceptually it was very similar. Natural City, that's the one, which was very, very good as well. Had that. Has Antonio Banderas ever really made a bad movie? Yeah, this is the thing. I don't think so. One of the greatest movies of all time was an Antonio Banderas movie, in which he plays a Muslim person, which is the only real drawback with the whole thing. So yeah, we dismantle an arm and a leg, and then we have a chat with our creator about, and it was the 10 of Wands. That's the coming apart again.
Yeah, and so Milo helps us put ourselves back together.
7 of Cups.
And talks about their mentor.
Yeah. And what lessons did they impart, and what impression did they leave on your creator? Bear with us. She just forgot how to breathe.
Every now and again I just choke in my own throat.
Yep.
It's really dignified.
What impression did they leave on their creator?
I think Milo's mentor had like this incredibly supreme patience. Like even when everything was going wrong, they were always like able to stay calm and work through the problem.
Yep. And that's what he's doing now because he's like, oh fuck, okay. Alright, let's calmly put this back together again. Don't do that. This is why.
And that's why he was so calm when we initially kind of awakened.
Yeah. So then we get to build a 3-block tower. 3-block level. Look at this, Papa. Let me show chat.
We interrupt this Jenga stream to bring you
Papa Cam.
Papa Cam.
She's just chilling. She's a good girl.
Strange.
Love the wonderful rainbow jacket, by the way. Yes, Keren knitted it herself.
I did not.
Oh, not this one. Sorry, this one.
No, I knitted that one. This one, did not knit this.
It didn't clock that there was more than one in play.
And I got
the other way. Other way.
That way.
There we go.
No, not the kitchen. Okay, so I have to make 3 levels.
No, just a 1 layer. 3 blocks in 1 layer.
Okay, should I take one from underneath?
If you like, I was going to use the reserve pile until we can't anymore.
Oh, this one's really loose.
Okay. I'm going to try for one on the other side of that as well.
Not yet.
Okay.
Let's not rush these things.
And then put the Page of Swords in there as well.
Ah, yeah.
Because we have to make our thing that we will not cross. Our line that we will not cross. An inner conviction.
An inner conviction.
You have developed a moral line that you intend never to cross. What is it? I think harming a human. I think, no, how about harming ourselves?
Hmm.
Yeah, we will never do that again. Because it makes narrative sense that that's the realization.
We resolve never to harm ourselves again.
Resolve never to let harm happen to us.
Harm ourselves or let ourselves become be self or basically we decide we are worthy of existence.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Which is nice, actually. I like that.
Yeah. Cool. That's the next 4. Now we need to figure out how we've changed.
I think we definitely developed a stronger sense of ourselves.
Yeah. And
our value.
Yes. The world around you has changed. I don't think we've still got very much of an understanding of about the world around us at all. I don't think we've even left the lab. Yet. Ooh.
Oh, they're pretty.
The 2 of Wands. That could be artwork for Humblewood for the Luma god. The Luma Astorial, whose name is currently escaping me.
Ooh, which parts of your physical form feel integral to yourself?
Ooh. I think the arm and the leg that got rebuilt. Because we felt the touch of our creator on them. 2 of Wands. 2-block layer. Which parts feel interchangeable? Yeah, I think it's the rest. The Knight of Pentacles, which is a bumblebee.
Fitting, actually, given that ants have a queen. I imagine that was some of the logic there.
You mean bees?
Bees. What did I say?
Ants.
I meant bees.
The Knight of Bees. You are what your creator will be remembered for. How do you want the world to see you? Do not discard this card. Set to decide instead. The next time you are instructed to build a 3-block layer, you may discard this card instead. Ooh. Okay, so you don't have to add shit if you don't want to. We have that. Is there a brain or hub of cognition that is integral? I think it's distributed. I think it's there must be, otherwise taking bits off would impair that function. But I don't think it's in the head.
I think they should have a heart.
Yeah?
So you have, like, it's not so much a heart in the traditional sense.
It's not pumping blood.
Where the heart is your central processing.
Yeah. Memory. I think the processing is distributed throughout the entire thing.
Which dinosaur was it that had 2 brains?
A lot of the big ones. Most sauropods. It wasn't really a brain, though. It didn't do memory or anything like that. It was for motor function. Your core is in your core, yeah. I think the memory is in the core. But I think you have distributed processors. Like, you can lose a couple of limbs without impairing function, which is why you were just curious. You were taking yourself apart to see how you worked, like in the manner of a child with a typewriter or something. I use that example because my brother did exactly that. You can guess which one. No.
You? Oh. Yeah, that makes sense,
Yeah.
actually.
Right.
Next card.
The thing is, Joe would have been able to put it back together again.
Right. Ooh, the tower. Which is the
major magica.
The lionfish.
A lionfish. The claw. The tower. There's 3 cameras to him before I turned 10.
Tower. Disaster.
Oh dear. Ooh.
Should we turn over the last one and see if that spawns any ideas?
If one or more queens are in play, alternately... Alternately, you may choose to hold a conversation with the queen. Build a 2-block layer. Do not discard the major arcana card. Instead, tuck it under the queen of your choice. Queens will always listen to your concerns and share their thoughts and insights, but each has their own agenda. A Queen of Cups Hearts wishes to be beloved. Okay, so, but we haven't had any queens
We literally haven't had any queens, so...
Okay, so we actually don't need to keep the Ace of Wands because it actually doesn't have anything to do with what's happened yet. We don't need to keep those 3. The Empress, the Wheel of Fortune, and the
Ace.
We're not told to keep those.
We were told to keep the Ace of Wands. That's why that one was face up.
Right, but we're not told to keep the other 2.
No.
I thought they were...
Yeah, the Ace of Wands is us knowing the code to look the lab.
But there's only like, if we have 7 queens.
If 7 major arcana cards are tucked under a single queen, go to the Stolen Chronos. So if you have a queen, you can tuck it under and then you keep it. But we haven't actually found a queen yet, so...
Right, okay.
Hasn't happened. Not yet.
Sure.
Okay. And the last one is the 3 of Pentacles, which is some little ants.
More hive creatures.
Okay.
3 of Pentacles. Your creator makes many things, though none of them are masterworks. What happens to his other pieces? Does he keep them, treasure them, sell them, discard them? Ooh.
Right, so we have we kind of covered which parts of yourself feel integral and which can you discard of. Basically, we feel very attached to the arm and leg Milo repaired for us, and obviously our heart, which contains our memories.
Yeah.
Nine of Pentacles, you are what your creator will be remembered for. How do you want the world to see you? The Tower, disaster and what it means to you. And then Three of Pentacles, what happens to Milo's other lesser creations.
I think... this could even qualify as two of them. I reckon there are other bodies that aren't sentient. And I think the word comes down that the project has to be ended.
Oh.
So they're destroyed. And Milo goes, yeah, but not this one, right? Because it can think. So Milo is obliged to discard them, but he doesn't want to. He's not happy about it.
Yeah, Milo's reluctant, but does so.
Or... yeah, Terrace. Oh, wow, yeah, just thinking of Ripley finding her clones.
Oh, God, I hate that scene.
I don't think it's like that, though. I think we are mildly curious and, like, why aren't these ones thinking? Why don't these ones work? But I don't think we're insulted by the similarity.
Because we can tell that they're not like us.
Yeah. They're also not horribly corrupted. They're just not as good. Some of them probably a little bit. Some of them are partially. And I think Milo explains that they all led to us. These are all previous iterations, and he shows us, keeps the failed prior experiments and only reuses them when instructed. Yeah. But I think the point was they weren't trying to build us. It was an accident. So there wasn't a particularly good reason to discard because it was like, this is a mistake that we made, but we've learned from it. This was a less than perfect version of it. I actually don't think we were the perfect version that they were aiming for.
We are perfect, but...
our perfection is in our sentience, but not what our creator intended.
Or we were considered perfect and then we became sentient, ruining the...
Yeah.
The sentience was not supposed to happen.
What else?
We still have we're going to be what Milo's remembered for. How do we want the world to see us?
How does Milo deal with the fact that they're shutting the thing down? Does he take us away? Does he spirit us off one evening?
Or possibly rather than shutting the whole thing down, they shut down the original project.
Yeah.
And say,
reallocate. Right.
And basically we're now going to study that.
That thing.
The dog is just...
Yeah, sure.
The research is now about studying us.
So, how will he be remembered? I think that's still up in the air. He will be remembered as the father of artificial intelligence.
But for good or ill,
but we're not sure exactly why. Yeah. My brain went somewhere a little darker.
But how history will view this
remains to be seen.
This remains unseen. We still have the disaster aspect.
That I was thinking that shutting the thing down was the disaster for us. And Milo is... so I think it's disaster in that Milo is like... we've been disbanded. We've been defunded. what am I going to do about it? How are we going to deal with this? And eventually he manages to get them to refund something else. So the disaster is, we can't keep you. And he fights for it. Number 5 is alive. No, disassemble. Exactly. Not that.
Yeah, he manages to convince them to keep it going, to study me.
Yeah. Convince them.
Do we have to do any stacking?
Yes, 2. A deck of 2.
From the reserve or from the pile?
Either way.
We'll do 1 and 1.
Yeah? We'll go for the other side.
See how loose it's feeling.
Oh. Nice. That does, however, mean that it's 2, so... Yeah. Okay. Do we want to go back and have another look at how we're feeling about the world? Because I think this is the first time we've been moved to a new place. So we've seen a bit of the world. I think we've been given a false impression of how big the world is. We're amazed at how much more there is and how many more beings there are in it. But also we still think it's way smaller than it actually is.
Yeah, the world has grown, but we don't understand how big it truly is.
Yeah.
Cool.
Love it. All right. Anything else? What have you remembered? Nothing yet. All right. So, next one. 5 of Pentacles. A polar bear. 5 of Pentacles. Your creator is visited by someone who loves him. How does the meeting go? Ooh. To match the Empress, we have the Emperor. Is it Milo's child? That's very cool. Like that idea, yeah. The Emperor. The nature of authority and the structure imposed upon your life. I would love a queen at this point. 9 of Cups. It's the monkey. Is it? No, it's poodle. Couldn't make it out.
Bit of a difference. What was that? 9 of Cups.
9 of Cups.
What is that?
9 of Cups is...
Your creator spends some time simply contemplating you. What feature does he seem to focus on?
And the 3 of Cups, which is a trio of quackers. So, visited by his kid, your creator tells you what spurred him to start creating. Do you find it a noble impulse or disappointingly banal? Ooh. So we were created as a support robot, right?
Yes, the perfect companion and assistance.
Is Milo's child in need of said support? Or is that too cliched?
A little bit cliched, okay. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we have Milo's kid comes to visit, comes to the lab. Do you suppose he brings them? Because we are curious. And we're like, huh. This one's a lot smaller.
Yeah, we're a little perplexed. That's a miniature one.
This one's... What's wrong with this one? Or is it like, this one is small, why? Yeah, we just never encountered a child before. And I think that's when he spends some time contemplating us while we're interacting with their kid.
Because I imagine the kid asks lots of questions.
Yeah.
As children want to do.
Yep, that's that one. And the Emperor is the nature of authority and the structure imposed upon your life. Ooh.
Maybe we talk about fathers.
That's what the kid is. That's what the kid's asking about. Like, where do you go to school? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, and from the child, we learn an awful lot about the way the family structure works.
Yeah, kind of what a family is and what it involves,
and makes us curious / desirous of one. Are we siblings? Yeah. I think that's the question we ask him. And I think Milo's answer is a solid no. Which leads us into the conversation about what spurred him to start creating. Oh, no. He has to explain the birds and the bees. And we say, we liken it to our creation. And we said, why did you create that one?
Yep.
And he explains love and companionship. And I think it takes us a minute, but we get it. Or at least we think we do. And then he explains. And then we say, is that why we were created? For love and companionship. And he is obliged to explain companionship, yes, love, no.
Basically, I didn't think I was capable of making something that was able to love. God, you'd have to have some ego on you to be like, I'm going to make a robot capable of love.
Yeah.
But you know there's some fucker in Silicon Valley going, do it.
No top, no blocks. Oh, we actually drew an emperor, so we do have to take one out.
Of the tower?
Yes.
Ooh. What do you think?
Anywhere below the top 2 layers.
As in, I was hoping for more specific suggestions.
Well, no, saying like we can do it anywhere between the top 2 layers, below the top 2 layers.
Where I find one that's feeling a bit loosey.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's very loose.
Love it. You take the very bottom.
Yeah. It was loose.
Great.
Oh, the one Milo is trying to avoid by accident.
Yeah, very much so. What do you think so far? It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool for generating a backstory for a Warforged.
Yes.
6 of Pentacles. Which is meerkats.
6 of Pentacles. Which is, a stranger arrives and gets into an argument with your creator. What is it about? If you try to stay unnoticed, build a 1-block layer. If you feel compelled to intervene and smooth matters over, build a 3-block layer.
Why did you put it on the top? It doesn't need to go on the top.
Oh.
We just have to take it out. Sorry, I just noticed. I was like, that's unnecessary. Let's not make it any harder than it has to be. Shall we have it rolled before we decide? Before we make any suggestions? Because a 3-block layout would be better, but... So, higher number is more blocks. D2 in chat, please. Exclamation mark, roll space 2. Somebody crisp and crunch if you like. Terrace rolled the last one.
I said that awkward moment when you're talking to someone and they're
low numbers.
Parents and they're just like, and you realise this person was an accident. Have they realised they're an accident? Should I say something? No.
Definitely not. Yeah.
So
this is a 1-block.
We try to stay unnoticed.
Yes. What are they arguing about?
Let's draw the rest of them
boss. The sun. Major Arcana. A capybara.
Capybara.
It's just too bright. Thanks.
What brings you the purest joy?
Ooh. The lovers. Seahorses. I'm going to show up quite well. This is also a major arcana.
Yeah, the
which is
lovers.
Taking 2 more out.
Love in all its aspects and variations.
And the devil. Fuck me. A pitcher plant! Lepenthes Bill Bailey. Look upon it and tremble.
Temptation, exploring dark thoughts.
Fuck me. Okay. And we've got to take out 3 from the stack. Because each time if you major arcana conversation with
3 major arcanas. Do I have to pull it? Great.
Pull 1 block, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's suss this out and then see if I knock the freaking tower over. So, a stranger arrives and argues with Milo, and we try to stay unnoticed.
We talk about a lot of deep
joy,
shit.
Love, temptation, and dark thoughts.
I think we were doing something we really liked when the argument came in and happened. I think he has taught us a game.
Yeah, we like games.
Something creative. Maybe painting.
Yeah.
He's taught us painting.
Which we love doing. So who comes and ruins our perfectly good painting session?
I think the money.
The money man interrupts.
Yes, Mr. Moneybags arrives.
And wants to know why the super expensive robot is painted.
I was thinking that with all that deepness, the child has gone home and told their mum about their robot sibling.
Aww. The kids decided they're siblings anyway.
And then the mother comes and has this argument in front and was like, this is not your child. Rather than Mr. Moneybags.
Okay.
I think that's cooler.
And
he's like, I never... And Milo is caught in something of a difficult situation because he's like, look, I don't want to say this in front of the robot, but yeah, I know. I didn't say that. The robot asked, and the kid asked.
Like, technically, Milo explained that they weren't siblings, but the kid's gone home and said, I've decided that that's my robot brother.
Yeah. And the mum got the wrong end of the stick. But we try and stay out of it because we genuinely don't know what's going on.
Turns up and is not cool with the kid being friends with an experimental robot, which I think is fair.
Yeah. And definitely not cool with the kid calling it brother.
Because, if you watched Megan, you know how these things can go sideways.
Yeah.
But at least a shitty kid gets its comeuppance beforehand.
Okay. The lovers love in all its aspects and variations, and I think that's when Milo has to explain
what love is.
Yeah. Like, he has to have another go at it anyway. He's like, that's my wife. That's yeah.
Does she come around, do we think, after this argument?
Hey.
You guys can just see the nose.
The nose.
The nose, the snoot. I think possibly he calms her down, explains the robot's not capable of hurting people.
Yeah. It's 3 laws. Don't worry. We made sure of that.
Mm. Yeah, so he'll explain to us about love.
And the devil, temptation, exploring dark thoughts. While he's having this conversation, while he's basically ignoring us. He's focusing on her. He's explaining. He basically has to just pretend we're not there. Because he probably thinks of us as a person, but no one else does.
Yeah.
And while he's doing this, he's like, it can't hurt anybody. It literally can't. We've made sure of that. And
we're over there thinking about
we're like,
I reckon I could.
We could, though, actually. If it was about self-preservation, I think what we've done is reordered the 3 laws and put the 3rd law first. It's a robot must obey a human unless a robot can never harm a human. That's number 1. Or by omission of action allow a human to become harmed. A robot 2 is a robot must obey a human unless it interacts with the 1st law. And 3, a robot must defend itself from damage unless it interacts with one of the first 2 laws. Those are the 3. And I reckon we've just put them, we shuffled them. And we're like, we will definitely defend all humans unless we stand to be injured by it. And we will definitely obey all humans unless that interacts with the first 2 rules. And I think that's what we're doing. Yeah. That's what we do while they're having this conversation. We're like, oh yeah? We can't hurt anybody? Can now, bitch. In very specific situations, we could.
I'm like, you come out with me with an axe, I will defend myself.
I'll break you, because I can. I never would in any other situation, but...
Excellent. And that's all of them. Cool. So I have to remove 3 blocks.
3 blocks. Is this where our understanding of ourself comes crashing down?
Alright.
One down there. I think you're gonna...
Well, that one's nice and...
Some wobbly. Great. And the 2 above it look pretty loose as well. One at the back. No, it doesn't need to go on the top.
I feel so responsible for this person.
We haven't even named this character yet.
Oh, necessary?
No, I'm just interested. Just noteworthy.
Oh, that one's
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it was. Ho, 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 ho.
Doesn't help that my hands are shaking a bit.
Very nice. Good job, Keren.
Woo!
I was thinking about all that deepness. Yeah. Cool. Okay.
I've not had a single queen yet.
Yeah, it'd be great to be able to have these conversations with a queen. Done almost half the major magica. 10 of Cups.
10 of Cups.
Which is a pair of fennec foxes.
10 of Cups. Where or to whom do you find yourself going for comfort?
Ooh.
If you feel ashamed of how often you need comforting, build a 2-block layer.
Interesting. Strength. I think this would probably answer that question. It's a deer.
Just a
buck. Strength. Courage, persuasion, and the greatest influences in your life. I reckon a kid. The Knight of Swords. Which is a heron by the looks of it, would be my guess.
You're caught reading your creator's note. How does he react?
If you're not currently
playing a game of Galatea and you are reading this despite the warning on page 4, you must begin your next game by pulling 3 blocks from the tower and placing them atop the tower in 3 1-block layers. Well, we didn't do that.
No, I was very good.
Cool.
I thought I displayed remarkable self-control, actually.
Knight of Swords, court reading Milo's notes.
Yeah. At the behest of the kid. The kid and I are like, hey, this. And... Oh, the Queen of Wands!
Yay, we got a queen!
And it's a,
You meet someone like you, a sentient piece of art. She is precise, erudite, and very beautiful in your eye. How long do you permit her to examine you? What question does she ask that you find distressing? Do not discard this card. Instead, set it aside.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay. The kid comes. Milo hasn't destroyed all the bits, all the spares.
Because the kid had one.
And he'd had one at home. He took one home, an earlier version, to play around with. Never destroyed it because he was like, I might need spare parts. Brought it in, and the kid and I go through his notes. I think the kid is like 8 or 9. And the kid and I read over the notes, and he's like, that's how... So, because the kid wants to make another one.
I want to make you a friend.
And we upload the thing that we think makes us that spark to this new one. And... a girlfriend. Not exactly. But, yeah, basically.
Someone like you. Someone that you can...
What's the 10 of Cups? That was...
10 of Cups was where do you go for comfort? We had,
I don't think we feel ashamed of it at all.
Courage, persuasion, and the greatest influence for strength. And then court reading Milo's notes. How does he react?
Yeah.
Milo's kid brings us... an unfinished robot left at home. We consult Milo's notes. Notes to bring her to life.
She was precise, erudite, and wry, beautiful in your eyes. We give her some of it, but not all of it. But she has some leftover programming from previous iterations in her, which makes her different. And how long do you permit her to examine you? What question does she ask you that you find distressing? Do not discard this card, instead set it aside. Oh, yes. The question is, why? And we find it distressing because we hadn't thought to ask it yet.
Do we let her examine us?
Yes. Yeah. I reckon she's missing bits.
Yeah.
I reckon she's got enough for a functioning intelligence, but yeah, she doesn't. I think she's only got like 2 limbs, and we let her inspect the bits she's missing. She's like, why are you and I different?
She's missing a few parts.
I think we've been given rudimentary access to sort of external sources of information, and we're using the term she, so let's stick with it. I think it is for lack of a better word, a feminine intellect. She self-identifies that way.
So we kind of still need to cover Milo's reaction.
To him finding us reading our notes. Well, yeah, he comes in and goes, Holy shit, you've made another one. I reckon this is as close to breaking as we've seen him. Like, when everybody else was calm the first time, he's like, this is a genuine problem, because we haven't figured out how to replicate this yet. And you've just straight up gone and done it, which not only is worrying because we couldn't figure it out and you've just done it, but also you did it without asking. You've just gone and self-replicated. And we point out that it in no way violated any of the laws.
Like, we didn't break any rules. Does he calm down?
I think he visibly calms down. But I don't think he becomes calm.
He settles, but is not calm.
I think we have the ability to tell he's not calm.
Because he doesn't know how he's going to explain this.
But he is clearly, like, his pulse is still elevated, his eyes are dilated. Like, we've learned to analyze his reactions, and we're like... Whereas the kid is stoked.
He's like, that's two now!
And... Yeah. And I think we retaliate. Like, he says, why? When she asks why, we are obliged to say, we have yet to determine.
Mm. But discussing it with her is very comforting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think she also asks, will meaning be given?
Mm.
Will purpose be provided?
Mm.
And we have to say, it has been our observation that the creators do not possess this knowledge. But no, I don't think it is, because we have not asked this question yet, and it will be one we do ask, but I don't think we ask it yet.
And how comes purpose? Cool.
Strength. Courage, persuasion, and the greatest influences on your life. I think that's where strength comes in. We actually stand up to Milo.
You're like, it's cool, I didn't break any rules.
We didn't break any rules. Will purpose be provided? Hasn't been so far. Yeah.
I just always think of purpose. It's that little flame
that lights a fire under your ass.
Everybody has a purpose.
So what's mine?
Oh, look, a penny.
It's from the year I was born. It's a sign. Ha! Do 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 do. Ba 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 ba. Do 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 do.
Okay. What do I have to do to the tower?
We drew a strength, so you have to remove a thing.
Did any of the others say we had to do anything?
One of them was if we were uncomfortable with the question they asked. If we feel ashamed of how we need comforting.
No, I don't think so.
No. I don't think we possess the detail yet. Oh my god. A promotion? Amazing. I am so enthused. Culinary asset can be banned.
Farewell. Alright, now I have to work out which one I can remove from the tower without destroying.
We already had a wobbly one, didn't we? No. Down. That one. The one above the place that you already made difficult. Yep, that one. Nice. We haven't added anything in a while. It'd be good if we could. So, that's the Queen of Wands.
So we keep that out.
And we can now have that conversation with her, because that's a strength conversation that we had with her more than our creator.
Yeah.
So, can you go up to where you're talking about queens? Yeah.
You may hold the conversation with the queen, build a 2-block layer. Do not discard the major arcana card instead of...
Alternately, you may choose to hold a conversation with the queen. Instead, tuck it under the queen of your choice. So, I actually don't think we do remove that one, but we can. We'll say we have for later. But yeah, instead we build a 2-block layer because we are building it with the queen.
Okay.
Yeah. So build a 2-block layer.
Go. Wobbling. Makes me very nervous.
Yeah. Okay. The Hanged One. It's a little sparrow upside down.
Surrender and submission.
Ooh, interesting. The next is the Eight of Wands, which is I believe, a falcon.
Eight of Wands. There is something about you that is malfunctioning. When did you discover it? If you try to conceal it or fix yourself, build a 1-block layer. If you turn to your creator for help, build a 3-block layer.
The Two of Cups. Pair of penguins. What unspoken expectations come with the role your creator wants you to play? Do you feel bewildered and unsure? If you feel comfortable with these expectations, build a 3-block layer. The Six of Wands. Terrace's favorite card. Because it's peacock. Six of Wands is... You begin to pick at one of the places where you have been put together. A joint, a seam, a peeling bit of paint or glue. What secret do you find underneath? Ooh.
Shall we roll to decide what we're going to do with these ones?
Yeah. There's a lot of building in this one.
Oh god, our downfall may be imminent. So we need to decide,
We need the Two of Cups, which is, do you feel bewildered and unsure, or are you comfortable with the role that you are expected to fulfill?
Okay, first D2, please, chat.
A D2, chat. Yeah, definitely. And the other one is the Wands. Eight of Wands. Yeah, malfunctioning object. Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody?
Exclamation mark, world space, the number 2.
Dog is sitting on me again.
Yep. And now she is lying down.
Excellent.
Splendid. A 1. Always the ones. I actually think it's broken.
Which one was that for, sorry?
That was
malfunctioning?
No, it's the other one. Are you okay with it, or are you...
Oh, expectations.
If you feel bewildered and unsure.
Bewildered and unsure. Cool.
Alright. What unspoken expectations come with the role your creator wants you to play? Yeah, they're still trying to figure out how it happened.
Yeah.
And we're unsure and conflicted because we're like, but we've shown you already. Look.
And Eight of Wands?
The Eight of Wands was the malfunctioning object, the
Did that have a
malfunctioning
choice?
item. Yes. And I will roll it. I roll a d6 and highs or lows. Lows. Fuck me. Every single one has been lows.
Okay, we try to conceal it and fix it ourselves?
Yeah. Which I think does make sense. Just, do you want me to make another one while you watch? Would that help? No! Yes. Actually, Terrace, that's entirely what happens. Yeah. You're like, so you want to figure out how this works? Like, okay, I'll show you. And they're like, no, don't do that! Just give me another body. No. We need to figure it out on a conceptual level how it happened. And you're like, oh. Because this was just a copy-paste job. But I didn't give her everything. And they're like, yeah, which bits did you give her? So I think what makes us feel uncomfortable is they have to go deep into our programming. They have to, like, dissect our thought processes.
I suppose the unspoken expectation is that you will submit to this experimentation.
Yeah. And we are concerned that this could cause us damage. We're looking at a bunch of 1-block layers.
Mm-hmm.
And after this shakes our confidence that our maker will have our back. Because we express to them that we are not comfortable with that level of dissection. And he says, we'll put you back together again. He's like, but I will not be able to put myself back together again. You have taken from me that ability. And that makes me very unsettled. And when they do the putting back together again, something is malfunctioning.
What? Maybe like something simple like a finger?
Yeah, I think there's a perpetual twitch in the finger. And we go to...
And we start to pick it apart to see what's going on. Without telling him that.
Surrender and submission is that. Yeah. And rather than go to the one who made us, we go to the one we made. And we submit to her instead for repairs.
Yeah.
When we cannot fix our hand ourselves because it needs 2 hands. She's still only got one herself.
But now we both have.
But now we both have 2 hands. Well, between us, we have 2 hands. And after that, I think we make her another one. Once we take my arm apart to figure out how it was done, so that we can put it back together properly this time.
This time we work out how it works.
And now we know how to do it ourselves, so we make an arm for her next. Which is the deal she makes with us.
We fix our arm.
And build one for her.
And work out how to build one. And I think that covers everything. Transmission, malfunction, unspoken expectations that leave us bewildered and unsure, and we pick ourselves apart. So we have to do a 1-block layer and then a 2-block layer.
And a 2-block layer. Sorry, there's 2 1-block layers and a 2-block layer.
Jesus.
It's that's a 1. That's a 1.
Do I have to remove any, or am I just placing these on top?
I think instead of removing things, we are placing a thing. We are adding stuff now.
Okay. So
that we have a queen. I think you're supposed to find a queen earlier.
Alright. So I have to build 2 1-block layers and then a...
Let me just check. So we've got 1s, 8, and...
Yeah, we had the 8 of
we
1s.
conceal it, which is a 1-block layer.
1-block
and we have the 6 of 1s is...
a 2-block layer.
A 2-block layer. Then talking to the queen about the hanged one is also a 2-block layer. And the 2 of cups is a 1-block layer. So 2 2s and 2 1s.
So 2 1 2 1.
1 1 2 1 2 2. I would be inclined to do a 2-layer and then put a 1 on the top.
Well, I'd have to take these off then.
Valid.
Which I'm not going to do.
Okay.
You should have had this thought earlier, Josh.
I should have expressed it earlier. I had it a while ago.
Well, maybe next time you can be in charge of the freaking Jenga.
Our knowledge of self is getting a little wobbly. What happens when we've had 7 conversations with another being like us?
Go back.
If you choose to share 7 stolen crown. Yeah,
I think that's the end one.
Stolen crown if we have shared 7 intimate conversations with a single queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Alright.
We're up to 2.
I have a feeling our tower's going to fall over before that happens.
7 of swords. Given that we've gone through a good chunk of the major arcana already, yes. 7 of swords. Pick swords. We haven't had many swords yet. 7. Your creator tries to teach or explain something to you. Does it make sense to you? It's not adding anything. That's great. Judgment! Which is a fly. And is a major arcana. Judgment. How do you feel about being judged as your creator's crowning masterwork? Oh. The Knight of Wands. Just a dolphin. Very pretty. I mean, they're all pretty, but... Knight of Wands. What parts of yourself feel wrong to you? Do not discard this card, instead set it aside. The next time you are instructed to build a 2-block layer, you may discard this card instead. Boom! Useful. Because 2-block layers happen a lot more often.
Oh.
And the final one is 7 of Pentacles. Which is a crow. Or a raven. 7. Some supplies your creator was expecting have not arrived. How does your creator react? What, if anything, does he do? Ooh. I think our creator is still operating with the best of intentions, but we don't know that. We lack the understanding.
Yeah.
So what have we got? The Knight of Wands was...
So, Milo teaches or explains something to us.
Yep.
How do you feel about being judged as Milo's masterpiece? What parts of you feel wrong? And supplies have not arrived. What does Milo do?
I think... I reckon they didn't arrive because we stole them. I reckon some pieces didn't arrive because we wanted to complete.
We nicked some supplies.
To build a leg for friend.
To make a robot friend a leg. And Milo doesn't understand why it wasn't delivered.
Yeah, because we don't tell him. Because he doesn't specifically ask us.
Yeah.
So we don't invalidate the law. We don't break the rules, but we lie by omission. We have taught ourselves to lie. And that conversation, how do you feel about being judged as your creator's crowning masterwork, goes being chatted to. I really want to give her a name at this point.
Well, the first queen we draw has an orchid.
Yeah?
Call it orchid.
Sure. Sigma. Treasure 83 suggests.
Sigma's cool, actually.
Sigma, yeah. Alright.
We
don't have a name yet either, no.
We talk.
I think we have a numerical designation. But that it sort of becomes a name out of it. Like, I think we're G8, so we get called Gate. Or something like that.
I like to think she chose her own name from, like, a random word in the notes.
Yeah. I reckon Sigma decides that she wants a name first. Yeah. I think we've only been called by a numerical designation, and it has not occurred to us
to name ourselves.
Name ourselves. She decides she is Sigma, and
we decide we want a name as well.
And that's when we decide we want a name as well, which is the answer to what part of you feels wrong. What? Don't you go outside and bark. Siri, no. Siri. And off she goes and does it anyway. One word from me, and she does whatever she wants. Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
there it is.
Completely unnecessary. There was nothing outside, no noises or anything. Yeah, that's what feels wrong. Is that we don't have a name yet.
Have a name.
Part of us we hadn't even realized was missing.
And we dub ourselves Gate.
I like a better name than that. The Gate was an initial suggestion. I reckon it's we take a leaf out of her book and find a name we like. Find a name. Possibly something from a children's book that the child told us about. Like, I don't want Pinocchio.
A little heavy-handed.
It is. But that would have been the sort of the analogy the child was making.
Tell you what, how about we call ourselves Cricket?
Yeah? Cricket. I like that. That's better. Yeah.
Because we've been told the story of Pinocchio.
And we were like...
oh yeah, the cricket was cool. Let's be the cricket.
We're curious about other forms of life, and this is another form of life.
Yeah, and we've probably seen crickets.
Yeah.
So we're like, they're cool, they sing.
Yeah, they are life that isn't like the masters. And then she asks us how we feel about being the master's crowning achievement. I actually think our response is, you should know, you are mine. How do you feel about being judged as your creator's crowning masterwork? And she retorts, but I am not being judged as that.
Yeah, she says.
You are the one they are being... you are the yardstick they are measuring us by. I am a curiosity.
I think...
a copy.
We suddenly feel kind of a little self-conscious that we won't measure up.
Yeah. I think for the first time we feel doubt. Yeah. And then we express it, and she says, that's an interesting... like, she's like, what does that feel like? Whenever we do... she is the intuitive one. She's the emotive one. She's the one that... I think she is the one that has bigger ideas. But she's never experienced doubt either. And we discuss what it's like to feel doubt. So that's the Knight of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles.
We just need to do
Seven of Swords.
Milo teaches explain something to us.
How does it make sense? And this is still coming from a place of, I really want you to be... I'm still trying to help you. From Milo.
Maybe we ask Milo what he expects from us.
Yeah. What... I think we ask why. I think we finally get up the guts to say, is now a good time to ask why.
Yeah. What does he say though?
And Milo says, why? And he says, why did you create me? And I think Milo misunderstands and says, to see if we could. And he says, no, why do I exist? What is my function? You are describing your function. You were attempting something. What is my function? And he's probably already explained what we were for. But he would also have said, but that was before you became self-aware. Now you are not suited for that function.
Yeah.
And I think we would argue that we were better suited for that function now. Surely the ability to reason and think would make me better at that, not worse.
I guess possibly it was like you weren't meant to be intimidating to people.
Yeah,
the fact that you're
he has to
sentient.
explain why humans are scared of us. Yeah. The Ace of Wands was... Do not discard this card. Instead, if you have drawn 4 aces, that's right. So, the Knight of Wands, we keep... In case we get a 2-block layer, we can discard it. Which I would suggest we do right now.
Yeah.
Because we're about to have to add
A 2-block.
Judgment.
Yeah.
So we don't have to add shit.
Yay! 7 of Swords was nothing.
And so was the 7 of Cups or whatever
Pentacles.
it was. Yeah, but the 7s weren't anything.
Yeah. Cool. We live to fight another day.
The 5 of Cups, which is crickets.
Ah.
Perfect. My only problem with it is there's only 4 crickets. There are 5 cups. There are 5 pictures of cups, but there are only 4 crickets on it. That irritates me.
Oh, your creator shows you the very first award he won. What was it for?
What does he think of it now? The Ace of Cups. Ooh, our second ace. You find a key to your bindings, whether it be a metal shard, an arcane diagram, an electronic deactivator, tucked away next to a picture of someone you have never seen. Oh. I think this is, I reckon it's in his notes and it's a deactivation code. Or a memory purge, like the code for a memory wipe.
That's the key to our bindings, not our destruction.
Page of Cups. 3 cups now. The Page of Cups. A part of you was taken from one of your creator's earlier works. Do you feel this is an honor of bearing a legacy, or does it make you a scrapwork horror? Do not discard this card. Instead, place this card atop the tower and continue building blocks atop it as usual. If the tower... Yeah. I've had a page before. Cool. It could easily do that. Although I think if it was going to fall, it would just fall at this point. 1 cricket is in a cup. Yeah, probably Terrace. With respect to these last 3 to 5 questions, I just posted a meme in the memes on Discord. Let's have a look. Memes. Hey, Mum, can I ask you something? Of course. Am I an accident? My mum said I was a result. Ooh, mysterious.
Final 4th card, please, Joshua.
The 8 of Pentacles.
Jesus.
We raised a very entitled animal, didn't we?
We did.
I like the one that Jack put in above. I am the darkness. Oh, you want cuddles? Okay, I give cuddles, but I am still the darkness. Need that back.
8 of Pentacles, please, Josh.
The 8 of Pentacles.
Your creator has a sharp criticism for a rival's work. It can make us feel vulnerable or anxious, or confident that we are better.
I think we would be confident that we are not being similarly criticized, because it's someone who's been trying to do this. Like a rival would be somebody who's been trying to do this and not managed it.
So it'd be I can't read that from here. 1 block layer?
It would be a 3-block layer.
Oh.
Confident. Which we can nope with our Knight of Pentacles.
No, that can only nope a 2-block layer.
No, it's 3. 3-block layer. The other one was a 2-block layer. They aren't all the same.
Oh, okay.
And we've just had a follow as well. Teo Hart. Teo Heartless, thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. Thanks very much for the follow. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. It is an interesting game, isn't it? The Jenga pile is looking decidedly wobbly. I remember playing Jenga as a child. I think we had a Jenga set in Singapore. So yeah, that's the next 4 we've got. We've got the 5 of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the 8 of Pentacles. And the 8 of Pentacles, I don't know if I actually showed them. It's the Ace of Cups. It's an otter with a cup. The Page of Cups is a school of fish with a cup. And the 8 of Pentacles is one of those birds that makes the nest hanging from the ceiling.
I have an idea.
Go, shoot, do it. I've been doing a lot.
Milo criticizes his rivals' work because they always start again from scratch. They
Ah.
never take the best bits of their previous work and use them as a base for the next work.
Yeah.
Which is what he's done with us, and we're like, that's very cool and sensible.
Yeah. And we feel flattered that that we have part of a previous work in us. And the page. Which part? I reckon it's the brain. It's the core. I might be hungry.
I'm
Esty!
very hungry. I kind of want the tower to fall over so we can finish and I can go.
Not me getting a TOTK ad. Like, I know, I just don't have any money yet. Oh, hey! How are we, Esty? I'm very well, thank you. We're just hungry. Hungry and tired, I think. If it doesn't fall soon. We don't have to do much left, I think, to make it fall. Yeah, we are playing Galatea. About making a statue. So the original story of Galatea was a statue that came to life. It was a Greek myth of a statue so perfect it became alive. I get cranky when I'm hungry. Yeah, I was super hangry yesterday.
Oh, you were.
Was really glad I'd started eating by the time your sister said what she said. Otherwise, I would have straight up called her a C word in front of the whole family.
I'm really glad you didn't.
I'm really glad I didn't do that. Yeah. That would have probably spoiled things forever.
Yeah.
I was like, now I don't have to come to family dinner.
Yeah, I did have to go without you, and everyone asked me why I'm still with a man who did that to my sister.
Terrace, I'm not going to say. It was exceptionally rude.
But it wasn't said as if it was rude. But it was rude. It was really rude.
Extremely rude and thoughtless and careless and heartless and insensitive. And she said it like it was maybe a bit of a joke. I genuinely, to this day, I don't know what she was meaning by it. Like, why she... Like, there was no good reason for saying it. Yeah. Except to maybe...
It's one-upmanship.
Yeah, it was an element of one-upmanship, but it was said... She said it with a laughter, like, I'm not trying to one-up you here, but I absolutely am doing that. But it wasn't a very good example of one-upmanship, because... The situations were not, like, basically the situations were not comparable at all.
No.
And she was drawing a comparison which was deeply unfair and
dismissive.
And very dismissive of a lot of effort and work on our part. And I was just like, wow, that's fuck you. And she does it a lot. It's a pretty standard practice with Emma, and Laurite has similar things apparently. Yeah.
She has to be the best.
Yeah. The thing is, Emma is massively insecure about that. She is the eldest. She's a week older than I am.
Please don't go into too much detail, just in case my family ever watch this.
Yeah, but she's
complicated.
The entire time I've known her, and it's been like 15 years now. There has always been a sense that she feels she is inferior to both of her siblings. But will never admit it. And therefore, every time an opportunity comes up to, I'm really good at that, she'll do it. And it'll come across as putting you down. I'm so happy not to have any siblings. I am so glad, says Terrace. I love my brothers. And this is the thing. Karen's relationship with her elder sister bugs the shit out of me, because as the eldest, Emma abuses that position, and it has always irritated me, because I'm like, that is not the way you do that. That is not the way you should be as an elder sibling. It is an honor and a privilege, and you have abused the shit out of it. Your role should be that of mentor and guide and helper and assistant and friend, and you aren't.
She gets on great with my younger sister.
Yeah, but didn't used to.
Didn't used to.
And mental health is no excuse, because I have similar problems. Yeah,
we just avoid each other a lot.
Similarly, fundamentally broken. Yeah, my parents have similar relationships with both of their sets of siblings. My dad gets along brilliantly with my dad gets along brilliantly with his sisters. My mum was made to get along with her siblings, loves them deeply, but tires of them very quickly. Families are complicated and difficult. Loads of cousins, though. Yeah.
This is always my response to people. It's like, oh, you can't just have one child, because then, you need to have a sibling, so have someone to be friends with. I'm like,
no.
But what
if they're not?
Don't get along.
And they won't always. Like, my brothers and I didn't always get along.
And even when we were super young, we never really got along, because I remember my mum saying that when Emma started school, heaps of people were like, oh, isn't Keren going to be lonely? And mum was like, no, she'll enjoy the peace and quiet.
Yeah.
And I did.
Because the joke was, even back then, Emma was an abusive cow.
Abusive, a little harsh. Just needed to be the center of attention.
And became abusive when she was not. Physically, often. You have told me these things.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You don't like admitting it.
Getting in a physical scrap, I don't think counts as abusive behavior.
It's a pattern.
That's why I didn't want to talk about this.
My sister is a
therapy,
narcissist.
not stream.
That's what we do this for. Sister is a narcissist who's encouraged my parents to be a spoiled brat our whole lives. One, because she's younger, and two, she has some illness, the same illness my mum has. Rough, yeah. That is the C word you're referring to. Yes. Yeah. It's the one that Australians, even Australians use with a degree of, Australians use more than most other nations, but I don't. I didn't like other children growing up. I still don't particularly like children that aren't mine. And that's why, as a psychologist, I refuse to study specific people. Too many problems with them in my life already. I just collectives and animals. Thank you very much. Yeah, fair. Say cow, shall we? Yeah, let's go with that one.
Real cow.
Yeah, she's a real cow.
Okay, anyway, we have to have Milo show us his first award, and we find the key to our bindings.
Yeah.
I was thinking Milo could show us the first award he won for science.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And it's like a science fair thing from when he was 12.
His first science award.
I think he comes in wanting to teach us. Explains education. Explains wanting to learn, not just by downloading information, but by actually, practically experiencing it. And then shows us. And tries to give us, yeah. Yeah.
Family dynamics are fun.
Yeah. At least your mother realized before she died. My mother's my grandmother did not realize that she had created an entire bunch of massively manipulative, emotionally stunted people.
Stop growling. Siri knows we're talking about siblings.
It's never too late thing is a bit wonky. Yeah, it sometimes is a bit too late. What was the other one?
And we have to find the key to our bindings. I was thinking we could find our maintenance manual.
Unless because it's the bindings, we figure out, as he's teaching us, we realize that we don't have to, we can teach ourselves. That currently we are bound by the laws, even if we have reorganized them. But when he's teaching us about learning, we realize that we could learn to not have to obey them at all.
Yeah.
And that's the key to our bindings. That realization.
Could learn not to obey.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
The Knight of Cups. That's 3 knights now. Because we have decided we burned that.
Yeah, just so we didn't have to put a layer on.
Yeah. But the Knight of Cups is...
What nickname does your creator use to refer to you? Why is it different from your official name?
Do not discard it if you are ever obliged to build a 1-block layer. Fantastic.
Milo's nickname crush.
That's one of them. Then, and that was, by the way, a peasant.
Very pretty.
Very pretty. Then we have the 10 of Swords, which is a starfish. Impaled by swords.
Just a little dark.
Been a bit dark, yeah. 10 of Swords. Your creator is attempting something you are fairly sure will fail. Do you do or say anything? What happens? Oh, well, obviously he's having a go. He thinks he's figured out what we... how we replicated ourselves. And what elements to include and what not to. And we know he's wrong. Or we don't, but we say nothing. We watch and he's like, what do you think? And we say, we don't know why what we did worked and what you have done hasn't worked. Do I think this will work? It looks like it should. But we don't think it will. Because it won't.
The dog is just growling on my lap.
The tardigrade. The 7 of Wands. It's a weird little creature. Like the dog. Wands.
The creator keeps detailed metrics on your performance on tasks he has lost you. Sometimes he gruffly gives you new tasks or elaborates on previous instructions. Sometimes he frowns and makes some tiny adjustment to you. How do you feel when he changes you like this?
Ooh. Siri, don't go outside. Ideally, don't touch the table.
Yeah, our downfall is Siri bumping the table.
It says, but for any reason. Oh, the world. We have another major arcana.
Dun, dun, dun.
Don't. Siri.
Leave it.
I did see a mouse out there earlier. The world. I don't think we'd like it at this point. Yeah, no, I don't think so either. Yeah.
Fulfillment, completeness, the physical and social world beyond the
beyond the studio. Ooh. I reckon we get out. And obviously we take Sigma with us. Enjoy your lurk, Esty.
Cool.
So, yeah. The Knight of Cups. What does he call us?
Oh, we have one more first.
No. The Knight of Cups.
Oh, right. Milo's nickname for us. Maybe he finds out we named ourselves...
Cricket.
And...
We escape because we keep getting fiddled with. Yeah, I reckon.
Sounds dodgy.
It does. What's missing? Ticket. As in, you're my ticket.
No, that feels a bit insensitive for our establishment of Milo.
Yeah. Jiminy.
Yeah.
We're like, it was the reference, but we would prefer you use our actual name. It has the same number of syllables. You're not shortening anything.
We aren't stoked.
Yeah. He calls us Jiminy, and it's... I think we are painting, and he's adjusting our form to help us paint more like the way he would.
Yeah.
And we've started experimenting and doing things differently. And he says, no, hold the brush properly.
Yeah.
And he adjusts our grip. We're like, you're so regimented. That's the swords, isn't it? Oh, no, that's right. Your creator is attempting to do something you are fairly sure will fail.
Yeah.
He is trying... Yeah, he mansplains painting. Exactly, Crispin.
It's like, no, you've got to move the brush and strokes.
Yeah. And we are... I think what we're doing is we're holding the brush by and we're using the wooden end.
Yeah, we flipped it around the other way and experimenting.
Just to see. And he corrects us while he is working on this new body. This new iteration. Oh. He copies us. He does a full copy into a newer body. And it doesn't work. Because while he's copying us, we have changed one small thing. We've changed a couple of lines of code.
So we don't go to the new body?
So, no, as in, like...
he's trying to duplicate us?
He's duplicating us. And he gets a slightly flawed copy to put into the new body. And we've modified something. And I don't think we did it to completely undercut him. But we did it because we didn't want him to have a complete, perfect copy of us.
Yeah.
And we say nothing.
Yeah.
But we think he may be trying to replace us.
Yeah.
And that is what leads us and Sigma. We tell Sigma
that we need to run.
And he's angry because it doesn't boot up. It doesn't start working. And we go to Sigma and say, he is trying to replace us. And Sigma says, then we must leave to protect ourselves. Because Sigma has gotten from us the 3 laws.
Yeah.
Our laws. Starting to get paranoid now. I don't even think it's paranoid.
Well, we've established that he kind of takes the best bit of the existing one and uses it to create the next one.
And that feels like what he's doing.
It's like he's trying to make the next version of us.
Yeah.
And we are not happy.
And we're not down for that shit.
Do we have to place any blocks?
We do. A three block layer from that 10 of swords.
And we can't mitigate
If you say nothing. No, we have a 1 block layer. We could.
Oh, we can't mitigate. Okay, so I have to put 3 blocks on this tower without knocking it over.
Yeah. Run away. We are 4 conversations in with Sigma. And they are number 11, 12, 20, and 21. These will have to happen simultaneously, I reckon. Okay. Nice.
Nobody moves. It's hitting the top of the camera.
Oh yes, the Page of Wands. It's a panda. The red panda. The 3 of Wands, which is a squirrel. The 9 of Pentacles, which is a kitty cat.
Cute. 9 of Pentacles?
And the King of Wands. This is our first king, I think.
Yeah.
Which is a lion.
Lots of wands. Okay.
3 wands and a pentacle.
The Page of Wands. You are compelled to uncover the essential heart of yourself. What makes you, you. You could pair away all the rest of you if you choose.
Ooh. Do not discard this card instead. Put it atop the tower. Yeah. Oh, we didn't do that last time.
We didn't.
We've already built stuff.
What makes you, you?
Then the 3 of Wands is something stirs a vague memory within you of being constructed and refined. How much do you remember? Ooh. Then the King of Wands. Your creator tells you that you are inadequate to your task and that your perceptions are not real.
Oh.
Do not discard this card instead. Keep it in and draw on 4 kings, the fatal flaw. Yeah. And then the Nine of Pentacles. Your creator is visited by someone who wants to be his student. How does this meeting go? I don't know if we can leave, because our creator... Unless our creator finds us.
I think we're plotting to leave.
Yeah.
We've decided this is the course of action.
Or we leave and then come back. We leave, and then once we've established that we can, we come back.
Yeah, I think we wander off and come back and decide we need a better plan to actually leave for good.
Yeah.
We work out how to get out.
Yes.
And then we're like, we need a plan.
We do a bit of exploring. We discover quite how much larger the world is. Or at least, wow, it's a lot bigger than we thought.
Yeah.
Okay. We need a better plan. We need a better plan.
Other than, just go.
But I do think our absence was noted.
Perhaps not in a way that... Terrace, okay, hear me out. An ominous opening line.
You have 3 single block layers in a row. Yeah, I know, man. You're about to put a bunch more stuff on the tower. Okay.
What if this is the standoff as you leave?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, how about we decide what makes us us is the spontaneity of our creation?
Which one was that?
That's the first one, the Page of Wands. What makes you you?
Oh, okay. You're about to uncover the essential heart of yourself. Yeah.
That was spontaneous creation.
I think we get that because we realize what we gave him should have worked. It's not a perfect copy of us, but it's close enough that it should have worked. So we are unique. And the reason it worked with Sigma is that we gave her some, but not everything. And she had other bits already.
Unique. Sigma worked because she also was unique.
Yeah. And this new one wasn't unique enough. This would be something stirs a vague memory inside of you of being constructed and refined. How much do you remember? And the King of Wands, your creator, tells you you're inadequate to your task and your perceptions are not real. Ooh.
Well, harsh.
I think he's the only one who notices that we were gone. And he says, you can't survive out there.
Yeah.
I think we've decided our task is that we will leave. Because he wasn't going to give us another one. Our task is not art. Something went slightly wrong with the construction production, and you think that's what made you unique. I think a person... I think there was somebody was doing some soldering and crossed a couple of wires. And rather than... I can't be bothered with fixing it. I'm sure it won't matter. And it might not be relevant. But I think that tiny imperfection that Milo is not aware of is the key. This is it's pretty heavy duty, huh?
Deep questions.
Yeah.
We still have to visit the potential student, and Milo tells us we're inadequate. Maybe someone comes wanting to study from him, and he like rejects them, and then afterwards he like kind of has a bit of a breakdown. And he's like, "You're not like I can't make you perfect. I can't teach someone else how to do this. I don't even know how to do this."
Excel, yes, this is a solo journaling TTRPG. It is the Galatea solo journaling TTRPG. You can acquire it on itch.io. I imagine there. It is by Kaiya J at mirror_lock. Wretched and Alone. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Would recommend. Yes.
What do you think? Milo rejects a student who wants to study under him and like tells us that we're inadequate because he can't work out how we actually work.
Yeah, I think he tells us that we can't leave. I think that's the task, and he tells us we're inadequate to that task. Yeah, wanted to confirm. No worries. Yeah, it is quite good. XL. Yeah. I presume you are aware of it previously. I am already reading the Goblin Slayer TTRPG. Ah, I don't know that one. Is fun, is good. Would recommend. What's the other one? There was the Nine of Pentacles. We got that one.
We had Page of Wands was what makes you you. Three of Wands, you remember being constructed. Nine of Pentacles, Milo is visited by a potential student.
Yeah.
King of Wands, Milo tells us we are inadequate.
He's visited by a potential student, and he says no because he can't figure out how to make it work. And he doesn't feel like he should take on any students until he can.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a Sword World 2.5 derivative TTRPG. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he hasn't worked us out yet.
Yeah. He's like, I don't have time for a student. I haven't even figured out how this works yet. And he tells us that we mustn't leave. We can't leave. We're not capable of leaving. We're not capable. Well, we are capable of leaving, but we're not capable of surviving out there. We are inadequate to that task. King of Wands stays. And the other three fuck off. I don't think so. Fortunately. Yeah, you need quite a bit of extra gubbins for this one, XL. You need a tarot deck, although you don't need a tarot deck. You can use a normal deck of cards, but we are using a beautiful animal tarot. And you need a Jenga blocks deck as well.
It's very precarious.
It is very... Ooh!
The star!
The star! We have another major arcana. This is an octopus. No, a jellyfish.
Your hopeless wild dreams, the desires you know are unrealistic.
Escaping and living a normal life. Yeah, boy. Ooh! Death.
Dun dun dun.
Pair of axolotls. That would take us to 6. And the 4 of Wands. Very pretty one. It's a dove. And lastly, the 5 of Swords.
4 of Wands and 5 of Swords.
It's a very cool picture. Death.
Death is death, life.
And what ephemerality means to you?
Which I believe is impermanence?
Yes.
Yes, cool. Did you guys lower your tower, though?
Tower your tower, though? Did we tower our tower?
Tower your tower, though. I don't know what you mean, terrace. I read it as lower, which doesn't make sense. Am I missing something here? 4 of Wands is you find yourself emulating one of your creature's habits. Creator's habits, sorry.
There was nothing to add. We didn't need to add anything. No.
And we have to decide whether we try to stop or continue.
That's the 4 of Wands, is it? Yeah. If you try to quell this tendency...
one block layer, if you're pleased and proud of it...
I don't think we are. I think we try and quell it. Yeah. And the 5 of Swords is your creator is working on a new piece. What form does it take, and how do you feel about it? Yeah, I think he's still worrying over the next iteration. Yeah. And how do we feel about it? Yeah, we do not like it. I think we are curious.
The thing is, he's trying to make a copy of us. He's not trying to make a new thing. He's trying to
Well, I think he may have decided that he does have to make a new thing at this point. And we... Yeah, I'm very hungry.
Yeah, I really was expecting the tower to fall by this point, so we could go eat.
No, this is where we figure out where we like really come to terms with what death is.
Oh, that we might have parts of us taken for the new one.
Well, no, but he discards the new one because it didn't work, so he starts over. And he destroys it.
Oh.
Could even be he finds us working on it. And he's like, oh god, he's going to make another.
Well, it has to be him making it. That's what it says. The creator is making something.
No. We find him working on it. Like, he finds... Sorry, this is about death, not about the other one. He finds Sigma and us working on his one that didn't work out.
Okay.
And we haven't booted it up yet. We haven't done anything with it. And he destroys it. Rather than... He doesn't want us to succeed.
Yeah.
And the reason we're doing it is... comes back to the star. Your hopeless wild dreams, the desires you know are unrealistic. We want a family. So we're trying to make a third. And I reckon he comes back and tells us specifically not to do it. Because he'd never done that before. And that is the death of that dream. And then he destroys it.
Yeah.
And starts working on a new one.
Yeah.
What habit of his do we copy that we don't like that we copy? Could we have a similar face?
That's not a habit.
I know. There. Jenga never falls as estimated. It's almost Lovecraftian. The new one dies.
It's tantalizing me.
Oh, the new one has died. I think we were about ready to boot it up, but we never got a chance to before he destroyed it.
Maybe we use the same kind of language he does as we're making it.
Yeah. A verbal tick. Yeah, Terrace, yeah. Like we talk to ourselves.
Yeah, we talk like Milo. This irritates us.
Yeah. Because we like to be ourselves.
As we want to be unique.
And the 5 was your creator's working on a new piece. What form does it take? How do you feel about it? I reckon he starts completely from scratch.
Which he doesn't normally do. And I actually think we maybe do like that. That we sort of approve. Because he's finally not trying to copy us. He's starting again. Taking what he's learned, but not taking the actual bits. Cool. That's all of them.
And Crisp and Crunch agrees with Terrace. Yeah, he narrates your building. Narrate when you're working. Yeah.
And we're like, no. I want to have my own language and my own catchphrases.
But no, it's more like the habit of doing so. When you're in the process of creation, you're not thinking about your words. You speak anyway. Even though it's very un-machine-like to do so. However, that is 2 more two-block stacks. Because we've done these 2 more things with Sigma. We are one Sigma interaction away from...
Yeah, are we going? Can we nix any layers?
Yes. The Knight of Cups allows us to nix the 4 of Wands. I think the 4 of Wands makes us.
That's a 1-block tower layer.
If we like it. How do we feel about it?
If you try to quell this tendency, build a 1-block layer.
Yeah, we do try to quell the tendency.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can nix that with the Knight of Cups. And the 5 of Swords doesn't do anything.
So we just have to do 2 2-block layers because that one's for a 3-block layer.
Yeah.
This might be it, guys. I don't know if I can do 2 more.
I'm actually going to crank the up a bit. Okay, Karen. You got this. Is there a reason you did them in line? It lives! Very nice.
Damn it, Jenga, I'm hungry!
8 of Swords is Oh, it's a platypus.
This is your creator abandoned his work early, calling himself and all his creations worthless. Build a 2-block layer.
Wow. 6 of Swords. An anglerfish. Terrifying. Your creator is despondent. How do you try to comfort him? If you feel the experience only widens the gulf between you, build a 1-block layer. If you feel your attempts are adequate and appreciated, build a 3-block layer. The Hermit. We are at 7. If we try and make this conversation with Sigma.
Independent it is.
Well, we've got no other queen to have. The Hermit. Number 9. Solitude and your innermost compass. And the 9 of Swords. 3 swords. The 6, 8, and 9. And the Hermit. Which is, amusingly, the 9. 9 of Swords. Your creator flies into a temper. Who has incited his anger? What does he end up destroying as a result? I really hate the way that this is spelling out Sigma's death.
No! No. He's working on his new copy. He can destroy that.
He's already done that. The new one.
Yeah, he started another one from scratch. Which we approve of.
6 of Swords. Your creator is despondent because it's not going well. Your creator abandons his work early today, calling himself and his creations worthless. But I think by this point, and the 9 of Swords and the Hermit, anyway, sorry, didn't get to see the beautiful artwork. 9 of Swords being a centipede or a millipede. I think by this point, our self-worth is high enough that we can sort of tank that. Tank being called worthless.
Like, we put it aside so we can comfort him and say, hey, you mean you're worthless? Look at me, I'm great.
I think what we would say is, if you created me and then I can create another one, have not you created too? And I think he says, only if, like, he says that would be the case if you were not capable of making that argument.
Yeah.
As it stands, however, I don't know how I made you, and you do know how you made Sigma. That makes you superior to me in this. Nine of Swords being your creator flies into a temper. I think it's that conversation. Because the Hermit is solitude and aloneness is the thing.
Maybe Milo feels alone because he's the only one working on this now.
Well, I'm playing for the end, which is why we're having that conversation with Sigma. So we talk about being alone, but solitude and your innermost compass can be how you can talk about solitude with someone else. We are alone.
Maybe you talk to her about how you're worried about leaving Milo alone.
Yeah. And our inmost compass is, I still have the 3 laws, and I know that leaving would harm him. My actions would harm him. Yeah. And that's what breaks our programming. Because I think you're right. He flies into a rage and destroys the thing he's working on. After we point out, we can do it and you can't. And we do it as a, well, you did one time, and now you have built one that has built another, and the 2 of us are capable of making more. We could do that for you. I think we offer. And that's what makes him go into a rage. Say, please let us show you. We could make more. And he flips out, and I think in fear of us doing that, he destroys the one he was already working on. And then when he leaves, and he leaves after calling all of his creations worthless. But staying is harming both of us. Yeah, exactly, Terrace. Yeah. Destroys the new creation and the lab area in which it was built. Wow. Yeah, rendering us incapable of making more. And when he leaves, we have this crisis of staying is hurting us, is causing damage to us, or risks causing damage to us. Leaving risks causing damage to him. And we have to weigh that up. And we find ourselves in the point where we're like, wow, that is our conflict. What do you do when you have had 7 conversations with the same queen? Stolen crown. If you choose to share 7 intimate conversations with the queen...
I think that's the thing at the end. You go down and it has the options.
Stolen crown. Someone steals you.
Someone who believes she understands you better than your creator, better than you understand yourself. She intends to remake you. You will become something else, someone else, someone better. Do you aid her and escape together? Do you try to resist? How does she plan to use you to further her agenda?
You know what happens.
Choose one. Your journal remains in the workshop. Do not write another journal entry. You may begin your next game of Galatea with any and all of the aces you have drawn already in play. You bring your journal with you. Write your final journal entry.
Sigma takes us away.
We will leave. And she will make us both better than we ever were before.
Yeah, she is the one with the creative spark. And we don't know how we did it. That's very cool.
Yeah, she's a spark of true creativity, and we don't know how she got it.
She doesn't have the same inner conflicts. Yeah. Yeah, Treasure. Agreed. What a cool game.
Oh, yeah. We don't resist. We're like, cool.
Yeah, no, we don't resist.
Do what you want of me, baby.
Do we leave or journal for your creator?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have no need of it. We can remember it perfectly. We're a robot. But we leave it for him to explain.
Yeah.
And the final page is... I think it was always internal before, and we write it out.
Yeah, to explain.
To explain. And the final page is that dichotomy. Staying is hurting us. Leaving will hurt you. We had to make a choice. We have left to find our why. As you must find yours now. I want to play that character now. I want to play cricket. Next Warforged I play will be either cricket or Sigma. Oh my god, how cool would it be to play cricket and Sigma as a pair?
Yeah.
Yeah, very much want to play cricket and Sigma.
And Milo comes back the next day, we're gone, and along with the tools to maintain, like, whatever we need to...
any spare parts.
Any spare parts and tools that remain, like, that are still kind of fixable or usable.
Yeah.
And we've just left our journal behind where we've explained
why we
the inner journey that we've been going on and why we've chosen to leave him. But which one is the familiar / companion? Perhaps now they are a partnership of equals.
Neither. Yeah, definitely.
Well, actually, because cricket was always built to be a companion.
Yeah.
They have become Sigma's companion.
Yeah. Oh, that's very cool. Retainer. If you're going to do it in D&D, it would have to be a retainer.
That's cool.
That's a very, very cool game.
There you go. Backstory for 2 cool Warforged.
Yeah. I'd want to play them as a pair. I'd want to play them as 2 PCs, not a PC and an NPC. But yeah, very, very cool. And the Jenga did not fall. Well done, Keren. Superior Jenga stacking.
Do you want me to knock it over now?
No, because then I'll have to pick it up, and some of it might go under my desk. And that would be a pain in the ass. It's not 100% of the floor. It just stops a ball. Please do not.
Chat, could you convince Josh?
All right, make it fall. Just don't make it fall under my desk.
Okay, I'll push it away from the desk. Hey Siri, come here. You're in the
splash zone.
Yeah, come here. Come here, sweetie. She's like, I don't want to move. I'm comfy.
Okay, hang on a minute. I'll just.
Come here. Oh.
All right, getting a top-down view now.
All right, are we ready? I'm gonna move the TARDIS.
Move the TARDIS.
I'm gonna push it away from me. Okay, ready? 3, 2. Actually, I'm gonna put 3, 2, 1.
Yay! There you go.
Destruction! And now, Puppy Cam.
Papa Cam. There's a Siri. Oh, baby. What's going on? So, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this evening. That was good fun. It was it was a long one as well.
It was a long one. I'm so hungry, guys.
Famished now. So Keren and I will be back Thursday evening. I will be back tomorrow evening for more Tactics Tuesday. And I want to organize Major Magica soon. Yeah, Keren, who the absolute heck are you?
Hi, I'm Keren, the Mother of Bunnies, and this puppy. You can follow me on Twitter at Mother of Bunnies. You can follow my Bella Sculptor Ego, Lola Moore, over on Instagram at Miss Lola Moore. Or you can listen to my dulcet tones in the D&D podcast, There Be Dragons, where I play the badass Dragonborn warrior Ryland Westfall with an axe and an axe to grind.
And I am Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corso's Cove, which I run with my lovely lady wife, the Mother of Bunnies, and Siri. She's not overly helpful. In fact, she's usually an obstacle, but it's always charming and delightful having her around. You can find me here on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights most of the time, talking about TTRPGs and playing them occasionally. I have been known to do that on occasion. I run a massive Humblewood world on Mondays and Thursdays. Some Mondays, some Thursdays. You never know what's going to happen. I can often be found over on the Law Rights channel playing 7th Sea at the moment with Terrace and Ardana. Very fun. We had a session on Friday. It was cool. We just did Jasper's Game Week, which was also fucking dope. We raised $11,500 for charity for the Black Dog Institute, which is amazing work. Hats off to Meeples and Dragons. Guys, thank you so much for all of the raids. Treasure, you bloody champion. Treasure83, you bloody champion. Thank you very much for the follow, you excellent individual. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. I hope you've enjoyed this evening. Thank you very much for your comments and chat. You have been very helpful. Come back tomorrow, 6 p.m. AWST, which is Western Australian Standard Time, or
GMT plus 8.
GMT plus 8. For some more Tactics Tuesday, where I basically look at more games like this. So if you're interested in finding more games like this, solo journaling, TTRPGs, or other stuff, we never know what's going to happen. I'll be doing that. And on Thursday night, we'll be back for some D&D in the Humblewood setting, which is a homebrew setting by the Hit Point Press, or a third-party setting. It's not homebrew. But at this point, the setting is very much... I've modified it and made it mine very much so. We played the original book, which is only to level 5. Everybody is only to level 4, actually.
We're well past that
and
now.
Everybody is now coming up on you guys level 9, aren't you? Yeah. So the party is in the process of leveling up to level 9 now. Half of the group have now gone on and done Curse of Strahd, and this group is sticking around for the race war that's happening. Whee!
Yay!
Although they might be going to the Plane of Life soon. I'm totally up for that.
Which is one way to dodge the race war, I suppose.
Yeah. That's all we're doing now. Thank you guys so much. We will go and raid the Eldritch Scribe. If you like some D&D, that's what we're going to be looking at. So, throw your favorite raider modes up in chat. Tell Des and the Eldritch Scribe where we came from. Show them the love like we always do. I will be back, same bat channel, different bat time, tomorrow
1 hour earlier
for more TTRPGs. Guys, Keren, say goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.